And we are live.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Rook and Rasp's actual play of Free League's Alien RPG. Tonight we'll be doing Destroyer of Worlds with my lovely cast here. I'm going to give them all a moment to introduce themselves, and then I'll start yakking again. So we'll go in alphabetical order and start with Sean.
Oh no. I am playing Warrant Officer Chaplin. I will try and keep everybody alive.
And then we'll move over to Aaron.
Hi, everyone. My name's Erin. I'm one half of Skatebox Games, and I will be playing First Class Dante.
And John.
Hi, everyone. I am John, and I will be playing Mason from the Rifle Group.
And last but not least, Ted.
Hey everyone, my name is Ted, and I'm going to be playing Captain Silva, head of the little troop we have here today.
And I am Revna. I'll be the game mother for this evening, running these four Marines through their test of trial by fire, if you like, as we journey across the landscape set before us in the alien universe. I will take this brief moment to give a content warning to anyone out there. This is horror, arguably survival horror, but there are definitely elements of body horror and anything that you would typically see in the alien universe. If any of that makes you squeamish, um, it's okay to log out. We won't think anything bad of you. If you'd rather mute during it, I'm sure the rest of the chat will let you know when my descriptions are finished. Because I will do my best to bring these aliens to life for my players and for you, the audience. So, without further ado, shall we get into it?
That's not what I want to hear, but sure.
Uh, they're so innocent still. Please, for me, picture a blanket of stars in the blackness of space. As our camera moves to the side, we see this icy blue frozen planet, and around it is a moon. We zoom in closer to the moon, and we see an oil refinery with an elevator that is designed to carry not only personnel between the refinery and the surface, but also oil up to the four main stacks. As we travel down the length of that pipe and closer down to the frozen moon of Aryarchus in the Kruger 60 system, we see a virtual ghost town. As our camera hovers over and begins to take a deeper look at the city, we see a place that has been deeply affected by the oil wars. Most of the Marines that are stationed here have been on the front lines, too few of them and too many fronts. The United America Allied Command and the Colonial Marines, maintain an uneasy peace as protesters and insurgents cause trouble across the colonies in this system. It's true of the United America refinery and refueling station on the frozen moon of Aryarchus, where we are now in the Kruger 60 system, with its oil production and space elevator reaching into orbit from the ground. 1 week ago, the Union of Progressive Peoples annexed the nearby 61 Cygnus system. All communication with the colony there on LV-038 was abruptly lost. In response, Allied Command assembled a fleet to take back 61 Cygni, using the Fort Nebraska refueling station in the Kruger 60 system as a staging area, and that's where you are, my four players. You expected to be passing through Nebraska on your way to war, but each of you Marines were pulled from your detachment and assembled before you went to FTL. Standing before you is Major Hatfield from the infamous Sin Eaters. He summoned you here for a special Moonside mission. Every Marine has heard of Hatfield, a real soldier who always puts duty first. Lost his arm as a result. No big deal to him. His remaining left hand is always resting on the brass hilt of his unique and antique U.S. Model 1852 Marine sword, with its sharkskin grip bound by the gilt. His hand grips the hilt as he speaks. All right, listen up. Everything you're about to hear's need to know, and no one else needs to know. Understood?
Understood?
Yes, sir.
As of 0200 hours, a four-man Marine squad went AWOL from this base with classified intelligence. Intelligence that in the wrong hands will mean life or death on the frontier. Intelligence that simply cannot fall into enemy hands. Command believes the AWOLs plan to make contact with the Moon's insurgents and defect to the UPP. We're looking for Wojcik, Carvalho, Wright, and Reese. Here's their ugly mugs and all of the info we have on them. Wright. Carvalho. Wojcik. And Reese. I want you to find these defectors for me, confirm their identities as well as the identities of any other fucker they've passed information to, and you bring them in. For the duration, you are our Charlie team. I will coordinate from Fort Nebraska. All communications will go through me on a secure channel. We're thin on leads, so start at the spaceport or that dive bar Oblivion. Some asshole there's gotta have seen them. Remember, there are insurgents out there too, so stay alert. I see some looks. I know you've never worked together before, but I cherry-picked your asses because each of you is the best at what you do, so go get her done. Oh, and one last thing. Deadly Fourth is authorized. Am I clear?
Oh, yeah.
Thursday.
I know what
Understood.
you're thinking. I know what you're thinking, and you need to forget that shit. These bastards are not Marines any longer. They're traitors. They're shit. Yourself dangerous. Your orders are to bring them in alive if you can, but if they present a clear and present danger, you goddamn shoot and you shoot to kill. I'll ask again, am I clear?
You got it.
Absolutely.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
I
Clear.
can't fucking hear you.
Yes,
These are
sir.
my brothers and sisters,
Clear.
and they are going to die.
All right, on the ready line, Marines, fall in and move out. Waiting for you just outside is an APC. Please feel free to chat amongst yourselves before you head in that direction.
I take a moment to look everybody over and what their equipment is.
Feel free to describe yourself. Feel free to describe yourselves for your fellow Marine.
Anybody want to
So
go first?
Dante is standing there with a grenade launcher. I don't really have any other descriptors there. Grenade launcher, is the descriptor relevant?
Is it a V1 and is it attached to an M41A?
No, it's separate.
It just says grenade
Ooh.
launcher.
Dante's got the big fun guns.
I look at that and look at you and look back at that and I'm like, I nod.
She nods. I'm sorry, I don't remember your name.
Mason.
Mason, okay, I have no strong opinions towards you. She nods back.
That's nice. I look over at the brass. The guy who said he might be in charge.
Silva's standard armor, standard gun, shoulder-mounted camera, and is just kind of standing there staring off into space.
What about the other guy? Chaplain.
So Chaplain is a very openly Android. I'm a Hyperdyne 341C model synthetic. And he
So
has
very
no
obvious.
No, I don't hide it.
Much like in Aliens, where Bishop was part of the crew, and everybody seemed to know except Ripley. It's the same here, kind of, for Chaplain. And Chaplain is also a Bishop model.
So, Ravna, my opinions towards Chaplain are listed on my character sheet. Is that something that's immediate, or am I going to lean into that later?
That's for you to decide on your own.
Okay, sounds good.
And Chaplain doesn't carry any weapons, but he does have extensive medical supplies, electronic toolkits, and I will serve your hacking and putting you back together needs.
Hopefully more of the, first than the latter.
Oh, we can hope, but my experience with you, Mason, is you're going to need some kind of medical assistance sometime soon.
Oh, you like a straight up ahead?
Let's just say I'm used to getting in the thick of it. Mason is obviously Colonial Marine through and through. Carries the M41A pulse rifle with a grenade launcher. Also has a service pistol and also has a flamethrower incinerator unit.
Dante might make eyes at that flamethrower, but
Never met a flamethrower she didn't like.
they get the job done. And we have a pretty big job to do.
Right, enough of that. We got 4 to bring in. We're either going to bring them in or we're going to put them down. Now, if any of y'all have anything else you want to say, I recommend we get loaded up and get in.
Yeah, I got tea
It's
time
a
later.
rotten shame.
There are 3.
Another glorious day.
There are 3 other Marines who will be on the APC as support, running equipment, ops, anything you need intel-wise. That would be Sergeant Iona, PFC Zemuski, and Private Hammer. And they'll just be kind of hanging out in the APC. So, the brass has given you a couple of destinations, and you guys have the photos of them, of the wanted individuals. Oh god, that was a squeak. So their suggestion was either try the spaceport first or the bar.
I mean,
I
I
think
know
the
I'd say your
spaceport.
inclination, but
Spaceport might
probably
be
makes more
smart.
sense.
Just saying, Captain.
Now, if they're trying to stay low, they won't be going to a bar. At least they shouldn't be if they're smart. Spaceport it is.
Who says they're smart?
You can have a drink later.
I'm not saying anything about a drink. I'm saying they defected from the Marines. They're not exactly geniuses over here.
I mean, that's not wrong. But our job is to find them and put them down as fast as we can. Now, if it turns out they're at the bar, first round's on me. For now, spaceport.
So be it.
So, my lovely individuals, you are going to steer yourselves towards the spaceport. As you are making your way through the area, you are in your APC. As you pass through the gates, these big heavy gates open up. You see outside protesters. There's a few different contingents. Some of them are holding signs up to say, "Take us with you." And as you get a little further, you have ones that are saying, "Go home." So you have a few different groups of people who feel certain ways about you here. This colony, that Silva's been around the block a little bit as your brass, there is the very real threat that the UPP is going to try to make a move on this colony. The oil wars were resolved, but now the UPP is trying to overstretch itself. They've run out of some resources, and getting their hands on this oil refinery would be very, very important. And it is very much suspected that there are a number of insurgents mixed among the people. You have no idea how many, where they're coming from. So you hear Hammer sitting up there. Hammer's big, violent guy. Man, he likes a good fight. He's like, yeah, let him pick a fight. Let him go. I got the solution. And he starts patting his pulse rifle.
Yeah, you
I
got
got
the
a solution
solution.
for
I
him.
got first pick.
Yeah. Fuck off.
You fuck
You just
off.
got lucky. You just got lucky. You got lucky that he likes you better.
Yeah, I'm a lucky son of a bitch. Now I get to go out there and find our old friends, right?
Yeah, and when you fuck it up, they'll call me in to clean it up, as they always do.
I ain't gonna fuck it up. I've got this on lock.
I mean, out of the
Sure
two of
you do.
you, Hammer, I trust Dante to be less likely to blow me up.
Look at that hammer. I'm trustworthy.
Have you met her before?
I mean, Hammer does have a point with that one.
You never met Hammer either, and I got your trust.
What are you talking about? Hammer and I have done a couple of rounds. Hit up LV 158 a couple of years back. Hammer, how long has it been now?
I don't know. I lost count. I would say it was roughly 125 kills ago.
Well, you know, this son of a bitch has a terrible memory then, Captain.
Yeah, everyone knows it was only about 75 kills ago.
He said flipped his pulse rifle over, and there's hash marks in it. He's like, "Oh yeah, you're right."
And while y'all bragging
there.
about what you've been putting bullets in,
So, Chaplain, why'd they send you? I understand if it was a bug hunt or something to patch us up or hack us in, but why'd they send a synth?
I have multiple skill sets that you can utilize. I can pilot, I can operate most electronics with ease, and in the case of a firefight, I will be able to put your sorry hides back together.
He's got a sense of humor.
Yeah, I'd rather someone that could be patched together easier than me gets shot by the bullets. I'm down for him dragging my ass out of the fire.
No, it's just Hammer. Hammer was like,
So, I mean, this isn't my first op. I mean, I know I'm only a warrant officer and I'm a non-combat, but I think you'll find me most useful in most situations.
bullet shield. That one's a bullet shield.
Filling in
not
the
to be
extra
used as-
gamps.
I prefer not to be used as a bullet shield. I might be more sturdy than your standard human, but doesn't mean I enjoy being shot to pieces.
Well, at least you're more talkative than the quiet Gunny over there.
Wait, Chaplain? Do you get scars?
No,
Then how do you show them off to the ladies?
not really one of my predilections.
Wait, so you can't...
Something I have no interest in.
Rapey. He just drops and sits down.
Are you
That's
saying
how you
you'd
travel
have
everywhere.
it with a synth?
It's all about the action. All about the action. All about the action. Your APC's trundling along as you guys are talking. Silva and Mason have been fairly quiet, just kind of watching this exchange. Can you two please make me an observation roll?
Ooh. Yay.
First roll.
Give it to me.
First roll, 4 dice. A lot of 5s, but no 6s. Now, before I decide if I want to push or not, Revna, are you the type that decides if I have to push right then and there, or can I wait to see how Gunny over there does?
Nah, I think normally I might have you announce it beforehand, but for ease of stream, I think I'll let you do it. You can wait till after he goes to push.
Well, I can tell you that I got 1-6.
Okie dokie. As you're kind of leaning against the side of the APC there, Mason, you're just kind of listening to all this going on. You see a shadow pass by on the roof of a building. It's quick, fast. By the time you turn, there's nothing there anymore.
Interesting.
So this one time, Hammer
Hey.
forgot to put the firing pin. What's up, Gunny?
Any rumor of any combat synths out here with the UPC or whatever they are? UCC, whatever, useless crap.
UPP. Yeah, UPP.
Oh, yeah.
Useless acronyms.
Hey, it's fine. It's cool. It's cool.
Hey,
it's
Rev, there's no need to call John a PP, okay? Come on. Adult humor here. No childish humor.
I will. Hey, I'm not calling him anything. I save that for Rue. Rue can call him whatever she likes.
So Silva's gonna stop and think, and Rev, to my knowledge, I don't remember the UPPs using combat synths. Is that correct?
They do actually. Roll me a Comtech roll, actually, to see if I can give you a little more knowledge than the fact that they do.
All these skills that I don't have any dice in. Still nothing.
Chaplain, go ahead and roll yours.
So, which one is that? Comtech?
Comtech, yeah. That would be for anybody in the audience who's not played Alien before. You have 4 abilities with skills tied to each ability. There's 3 skills tied to each ability, and Comtech would be wits and Comtech.
So that is 8 dice that I'm rolling, and that is 4 6s.
Yeah,
Nice.
you absolutely know the UPP not only uses synths, they use a lower grade of synth. They have inferior joints and inferior parts. So a lot of their synths will avoid heavy sort of tasks and activities. They don't do like long jumps. Like you could jump off of a roof, get up, and keep going. They won't do it because there's the chance that their joints will snap. So they do use them, but they are inferior models.
So my model would totally overpower one of their combat synthesis was one. Okay.
Oh,
Uh,
hell to
Cap-
the yeah.
Captain, yes, the UPC does use combat synths. They are an inferior model. They tend to avoid most dangerous situations. They're opportunists. If they see you alone, they'll snap you. But direct confrontations, they're not exactly eager to engage.
So, ambushers. Gunny, what got your hackles up? You think we're going into an ambush?
Maybe. I saw something on the roofs moving quick. Not something I normally see other Marines doing. That's when I see
Right.
money people of anything doing.
Chit chat's over. Make sure you're locked and loaded. Keep your eyes on a swivel.
Your APC carries on down the street. You see no further sign of any activity on the rooftop. And you make your way all the way down to the spaceport. Outside of the main gate of the spaceport, there is a tank. There are some Marines on guard, and there are some more protesters lined up around the area. These people are mostly of the Take Me With You school. They are really trying to get into here and want to be evacuated off the planet.
Jesus, we gonna get in there?
Marines do open a lane for your APC to come through, and the protesters outside, to be fair, don't stop you from going in. They don't attempt to stop you at this point from going in, and the gate opens and you roll right on through. It's a
Look,
pretty decent. Sorry, go ahead, Sean.
I was gonna say, well, looks like the Marine Corps, has applied a few object lessons to the protesters they cleared out of the way for us fairly easy.
Silva does not comment on that one. Matter of fact, they have a slight look of understanding to the people that want to get the hell out of Dodge and a harder look for the people with the go home, we don't want you signs.
Look, Silva, I get it, but it's not our job.
Nope. Our job is to put down some dogs.
Need I remind you that the commander wants them brought back alive if possible?
If possible.
Look, we're going to do this right, but it's going to get done. They used to be us. We'll show them the respect they deserve, which, in this point, is a quick bullet to the head. If we can't bring them back alive.
All right, your APC trucks its way through. It's not moving particularly fast. You don't want to run over some poor hapless person who just wants evac. You just kind of roll on through the gate. On pad A, which is almost in the center of the spaceport, there is a craft sat there. And there are a number of Marines around it, guarding it. Over near and behind it are the two hangars. You have a massive perimeter fence, and of course the runways for those vehicles that need them, and landing pads for other vehicles that do not. You have landing pad A, and there are landing pads B through E, and two hangars. There's also the control tower. Is there anywhere in particular that you would like to go?
I mean, at this point, we're looking for our defectors, right?
Mm-hmm.
Control
Yes, ma'am.
towers are pretty high,
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
so it'd be a good
Just-
observation point.
I would posit that the control tower here would be just like one that you would see on our time airport, the whole ATC tower. It gives you a good view of everything that's going on.
So, Captain, for practical viewing, we could head up there, see if we see anything.
Chaplain, did you say you were a little bit of a hacker? Think you'd be able to get in a Comtech port up there, or would you prefer to be down here at ground level trying to figure out the registration of all these ships?
Priority wise, I think best use would be up in the tower, hacking into that to see if we can get cameras, scans, things like that. If that comes up empty, then we come back down here and start looking for registrations.
Copy that. Gunny, any input?
Nah, I think, honestly, if you want eyes down here on the ground, I'll stay here and figure Chaplin needs to go have the best chance of spotting anyone.
All right. Well, in that case, Rev, I would like to do a command roll to issue some orders and potentially give the others some bonuses.
Please go ahead.
So Silva's gonna hear what Gunny said and give a quick nod, and in just very quick succession, just Chaplin. Aaron, I'm blanking on the name. What was it again?
Dante.
Dante. Chaplin, Dante, Tower. Gunny, you and I will be down here patrolling around.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
That's 3 6s on 7 dice. So
Nice.
I will take that for the command roll.
Nice. Now, the way these sorts of rolls work in the Alien universe is Ted makes that command roll. You will follow his order because he got 3 successes, but that doesn't stop you from complaining and bitching about it if you don't like him.
But the more important part is, you guys get a +1 bonus to doing your next roll as long as it's towards following my orders.
+1 bonus to walking up this damn tower.
I'm sure there's an elevator private.
There is a lift. There's a ladder and a lift, so whichever way you want to go, you may go up to the top of it.
Lift.
It's efficient.
Yeah.
But they have to walk from where it parked, which is on the there's a sort of road that runs down to a parking area towards the hangar, and they'll have to make their way to the control tower in the middle of the 2 hangars. Is there any particular place that Silva and Mason would like to be to have a look around?
Silva's gonna let Mason take the lead on this one.
This was one of the maps I don't think they gave me for you guys, so I don't want to give you guys too much information.
About
Oh,
how
there
many
we go.
people?
There we go. So, your hangars are down here. There is 1 ship here. And the control tower is in the middle. Your APC stopped along this road here. So you'll have to walk over there. Sorry, audience. It's one of the few maps they didn't give me that John could put up for you.
That's too bad.
Yeah.
But about how many civilians are around? I mean, you said there's the Marines over by the landing pad. Is there any commotion or any people in general just milling about?
Let me real quick see if they give an actual number. I don't know that they do. I think it's like a couple. I think it's like a couple dozen of them.
Okay.
So we'll say about 24 folk. And at the moment, they are outside the gate. They have not crested into the gate. They're not on the inside of the spaceport. They're just on the outside.
All right. Well, let's see what we're getting into here.
After you.
Just scanning as we're going. As far as your command goes, is there anything specific that I was supposed to be doing?
No, I just said you and I were down here at ground level patrolling.
All right.
I figured it might help with an observation roll or something.
Yep.
Which you have to make here in a minute. Because you two get to the base of the tower, get inside, you get on the lift. And the other 2 of you are stood near the APC, kind of, in my mind, you're at either end of the APC, kind of towards the gate, kind of looking off, one looking in one direction, one looking at the other, trying to take a measure of everything. Does that sound pretty accurate for you guys? Okay.
So Silva and Chaplin went up? Or who went up?
Dante and Chaplin.
All right, there we go. And then, yeah, Silva and I guess, are the rest of the Marines staying inside the ABC?
Yeah, they won't come
Alright.
out. What? Just as a side note to the audience, the 3 other Marines inside the APC are backup characters in case any of these 4 individuals die.
There are extra lives.
Yay, bonus lives!
So they're
So
gonna
you
be
probably-
benched for most of this game, I hope.
Hopefully. I mean, I will allow you four to decide to pull one out if you want to, but that's risking a spare life for you. But I will totally play the NPC and have them follow your orders. But it does risk their life in general. That backup will not be there.
Nah.
Now sit your asses
I'm good
down.
with them guarding the APC.
Yeah, y'all sit your asses in
We're
there. Just stay there. Here, put your feet in this water bath, and here's some snacks.
You can
Chill
choose your own
out,
radio station.
hydrate.
Here's a weighted blankie.
The windows are
Okay.
cracked.
So right in front of the hangar is the only ship that's in the spaceport at the moment, and there are 7 Marines that are kind of guarding this ship. Now from the end of that big road, that main road, which is where your APC would have parked, as I said, in my head, if the APC is sitting on the ground, Mason would be on one end, kind of looking out in one direction, surveying, and Silva on the other, looking in the other direction. Does that sound fair to both of you? Which of you wants to have their eyes towards the ship? Of the two of you.
I think I kind of
Oh,
do.
you may.
Yeah.
Okay. So as you're looking towards the ship, Mason, please roll me an observation roll. I think that's what I want from you. Hold on. Observation or comm tech, I'll let you choose whichever one's better.
Totally observation.
I'm glad we went with you. I only have 4 dice for an observation roll.
1 again. I technically only
Okay.
have 4 too, so hey, don't feel bad.
You notice that ship is sat there, and while the engines are not running, they are warm. So they can be started up and it just really, really quickly. So if somebody needed to bug out really quickly, that ship could be started and take off the ground.
Hey, Captain, we know anything about that ship? Is it on lockdown or anything?
You see written on the side of it, the name of it is the Monogam.
Putting this out on comms. Monogam.
Chaplain, anything in the records up there?
I'll let you know as soon as we get to a console.
As soon as
Well,
Mother
hurry
lets the
up.
fucking lift go up. By the time they make that observation, you were up and now jacking into the comms and taking a look at everything. Is there anything in particular what you are looking for, my friend?
I think first and foremost, we're going to see if we can get any pings on the Marines we're looking for, and then at the request of Silva, looking up that ship, seeing what's going on there.
Okay. Can you please make a comtech roll for me?
Sure.
And Dante, as you're walking around and looking out, because you now have a great vantage point, can you roll me an observation roll?
I could damn try.
Do I get the +1 for the
Yeah.
order that I was given?
Yeah. Yeah, you both do.
Ooh. Out of 9 dice, I get 1 success.
You only need one.
Out of
Excellent.
4 dice, I got 1 success.
Yeah. Excellent.
Marines,
What-
not an observable bunch for some reason.
Still got better eyes than that since.
Oh, did you guys forget to bring your snack crayons?
Shut up.
I'm all out of red, but I do have plenty of blues and browns.
Muscles are
I'm saving
required.
the orange for
Intelligence
tonight.
not essential.
Or my ass rides in Navy equipment, sir.
Oh, come on. Saving the orange for tonight's nachos.
Oh.
Mostly apologies to any Marines that might be in the audience. I'm former Air Force, so I'm gonna take the piss out of you.
Cousin's a jarhead. I'm just gonna keep sassing.
My
So is one of my
cousin's a
uncles.
baby. I adore
Yeah,
him.
one. He's a squid.
He's a
What
good squid.
A couple of you're picking up some comm chatter, and as you're getting this, it's coming in hot as Dante is seeing that there is someone trying to climb the fence to get in. It's causing a bit of a ruckus at the front gate. You are picking that up on the comm chatter, Chaplain, as it's happening. And you also pick up comm chatter that there is a storm front moving in and a blizzard is on its way.
Captain, there is apparently a individual trying to climb the fence near the front gate. I don't know if that could be one of our AWOL people, but it's causing some commotion there. And just so you know, we've got a blizzard incoming.
I mean, he's going pretty fucking fast. If you want to take it some sort of observance on that, I can't see his face from here.
Rev, was that the gate near me or closer to Mason?
There is only the one gate. It's the gate you came through, so it's kind of in the middle of the way you've parked. So either of you could turn your head and look down towards that way.
Captain moving to intercept.
All you.
Got it.
You want to keep an eye on the ship or go for the climber?
I got a stinking suspicion on that climber. I think I'm gonna take him.
Copy that. Don't shoot any of the natives.
I'll do my
Okay.
best.
Mason. Nope.
I
I'm
was going
sorry.
to say,
go
then
ahead.
Silva's going to keep an eye on the ship and the surrounding area while Mason goes to take care of the climber.
Mason, you head down that way. You see the Marines that were on the outside of the gate were trying to get them. It's not like they've now slipped over, and they're starting to run towards this ship that's sitting on the launch pad. What do you do?
I run to intercept the climber, and I raise my rifle, and I'm like, down on the ground, hands on your head, or I will open fire.
As this sort of haze passes, and for the benefit of both my players and the audience, the light on this planet is never better than twilight and never darker than moonlit night. So the light isn't fabulous here. So Mason, as you fully bring your weapon up and your flashlight on the end hits it, you just see an old lady. And she's staring at you with this flashlight in her face, and she's just like,
How the hell did you get over the fence?
I've still got some. I'm a miner. I've still got some muscle in these legs.
Mason, talk to me. You need cover?
Nah, it's some old lady climbed over the thing like some kind of shit ass. Listen, do me a favor, walk your butt back to that fence and sit down next to it.
She a local or is she just a contractor?
Looks local to me.
Ask her if there's any other landing sites outside the port. Something that official port staff may not know about.
Look, I'll let you go out the fence back to your people. All you gotta do is tell me, is there another place where ships might land or leave from? Someplace less official?
And clearly, she is terrified, and her hands are still in the air, even though I keep dropping mine. Her hands are in the air, and she's like, I don't know. I don't think so. All I know is I heard a rumor there's a ship over there, and that it could take people off the planet. And my boy's back on Earth, and he's real sick, and I just want to get to him. That's all.
Look, by the time you made it to that ship, I'm one Marine. You get over there, there's 8 more. I don't know if they're as lenient as I am. So if I were you, I'd turn around and go back the way I came.
Oh, all right. And she does. She makes her way back over. She's not walking with a limp. She's not walking like she's in any particular pain. But she gets herself back over there. And it looks like she's gonna try and go back up over the fence again, but the Marines open the fence and let her go out, and she's like, goes back outside.
Fuck, Chaplain. Worst part of my job. I love my job. Don't get me wrong. I love my job. Worst fucking part of my job. I'm not gonna miss that.
What, civilians?
People just trying to do better.
Look, I get it. But this is the last place I would be, and any of them would be if they had any tactical sense. I mean, geez.
Too fucking cold. What'd she have to say, Mason?
Now, there's no place else, really. No other ships are going to be coming in that she knows of. Bunch of excuses other than that. So,
Yeah. Was a long shot anyways. If there was another landing spot she knew about, she'd be there, not here.
yeah, I'm going to go check out that ship while I'm over this far. The engines are hot. Somebody could get out of here.
Copy that.
Mason, as you kind of watch the old lady go through the fence, you It's so fucking dark. But you swear you see something on the roof, again, just outside of the gates. And before you get a chance to really focus on it, you see muzzle flash. And the old lady goes down. As soon as she goes down, the other people outside the gate start going fucking mental. And you see the Marines at the gate starting to lose their shit. They're like, you see them, they're like this. You know that you have seconds before this explodes.
Shit, Captain, we have muzzle flash building across. We're gonna make it look like we did this. God damn it! I'm about to make some really interesting calls unless you say something.
Chaplain, contact the ship. Tell them to get in the air before any of these people start storming the gates and try to get aboard. Get the ship out of here so it's not an option. Let them on the spaceport. At least get the transport out of the way. Hammer, Ionia, take care of the APC. Dante, don't blow people up yet.
I have not even. Shut up!
Sir. Alright, I'm gonna get on the comms and call down saying, get the ship in the air. It's gonna get swarmed.
As you are talking, and the person comes back, and they're like, can't read, copy again, can't read, and then silence.
Captain, there's something going on with the communication. I can't get through the ship, and they just cut. It sounded like they just cut communications with me.
Fuck, we're about to get hit.
They didn't cut communications. They were cut in the middle of what they were saying. I'm sorry, that's my fault.
We're gonna be
I'd
jammed and
still
we're about to
read
get
it as
hit.
they cut communications, though.
Who is closer to the ship right now, Mason or me?
Technically, you are.
All right, and then where Dante and Chaplain is, are there like windows in the way, or is it relatively open? Would they be able to shoot without having to shoot out windows?
I can
They
break
would
the
have to
frickin'
open.
window.
Yeah, they would either have to open or break a window.
Breaking the window, duh.
Tossing a chair through the window that faces that side of the airstrip.
If covering fire is called for, there are windows, and those are not a problem.
I have a bad idea, guys. I don't know if we should do it.
I
Let's go.
love
My
bad
favorite idea
ideas.
is
Come
bad
on.
ideas.
So far, the Marines at the gate are remaining in control. They haven't lost control yet.
Do we have access to the comms of the Marines around the ship?
There's no one on the ship.
But you said there was a group of about 8 Marines around the perimeter of the ship?
Around the ship, yeah, around the ship, and that's who he got, was one of the Marines guarding the ship. That there's nobody on it. It's completely unoccupied. He'll get that bit of data when he looks down at the specs for the ship. There's nobody on it at the moment.
And I'll relay
It's
that.
locked down. It is locked down.
Captain, the ship is hot and ready to go, but it's locked. There's nobody on it, and unless they blow the hatch, there's no way to get in it.
Any of y'all good at piloting?
Yes, are we stealing the ship?
Well, if those gates get overrun and there's no ship there, then there's no reason for people to shoot the crowd.
You want me to start heading towards the ship, Captain?
Mason, opinions?
Honestly, I'd say do something quick, or I'm about to scare this group out of here. That's my other choice. There's only about 24 of them.
Take away the reason they're angry, Captain.
Right now, what the colonists are doing is they're you can hear them shouting, obviously, at the Marines. You see them throwing snowballs, just balling up snowballs and throwing them at the Marines. That's the only weapons they have. They're like, and so far the Marines are not reacting.
So where did the shots come from then?
Building across from here, up top. I saw muzzle flash, and I know we got a sniper still watching us.
There was that shadow earlier you mentioned.
Yeah.
So my gut feeling is order Chaplain to get the ship out of the dock and put it somewhere safe. while having Dante do Overwatch from the tower looking for the sniper, and the two of us going to support Mason and I going to support the people at the gate. But even though my character is a officer, I am not. So I will happily listen to any other opinions you guys have.
I
No, I
mean,
think
that
it's-
tracks for me.
Yeah, I think it's a good plan.
And by the way, we have an official purchase of a complication.
Make it
Damn it,
spicy.
Allah!
Nope, it was not Allah. It was Crackety Jones this time.
Damn it, Crackety Jones!
Welcome to the chat.
Yeah, so I was gonna put money on Ala too, but because she got really excited when I said she can make it harder for you. She was like, if I must. So, alrighty.
That's the orders that Silva gives then.
Thank you.
So I'm not gonna. So Chaplain isn't gonna take the lift down. I'm gonna slide down the ladder Navy style as fast as I can to get to the bottom.
Yeah, you'll have to beat Dante. She's
I mean,
not gonna let
technically-
Synth beat her.
Well, I mean, technically, if you want to get, you could ride her back on the way down. It really makes
No.
her mad. I'm kidding. I'm
Not
kidding. I'm
happening.
kidding. I'm kidding.
And Allah decided to
Suggestion
drop
does
one
not
more on
apply.
us because we blamed her.
Yeah.
Damn it, Allah!
Would she purchase a complication? too?
Yes.
A revenge
Yes.
compensation because we blamed her for the first one.
Spicy adventure.
Spicy. Okay. Mason. You're looking. Dante, you are up in that tower looking. And you see there's some people, kind of the shapes of some people at the back. And both of you see something that almost appears to tower over these people in the back. Light kind of reflects off of a shiny, smooth, elongated surface. And before you can fully take in what your eyes are seeing, screams start. This thing moves faster than anything you've ever seen in your life. 2 people down, 3 people down. Another person starts to run. Something off the back end of this large, massive black shape whips across, pierces through this civilian, lifts him in the air, and flings them towards the pile of Marines. The Marines turn and just start open firing, and this thing is dodging left, right, and then jumps on top, and things are going down. People are screaming. The colonists are fleeing back into the city. They're not even trying to get through the gate now that this thing is between them and the gate. And as the light of your flashlight, Mason, finally rests on what it is, it's something you've seen before. It haunts your dreams. It's in your nightmares. And it looks up, blood dripping out of its metallic teeth and jaws. Clear fluid drips down off the front in a big blob and hits the ground. Its mouth opens, and it lets out a hiss. Everybody roll a d10 for initiative.
So, Captain, when you said don't blow anything up,
Blow it up.
8.
6.
Deuce.
5.
Now, for anybody in our audience who is unfamiliar with Alien RPG, the xenomorphs are incredibly quick. So please don't judge me when I roll 2 10-sided dice for its initiative, because it gets to act twice to every human being's once in combat. It's a nasty sumbitch.
They are terrifying.
And the initiative order for Alien goes lowest to highest, so we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. When I hit your number, just speak up. There you go. Aaron!
5.
Oh, so's the xenomorph.
Oh, no!
However, as a GM, I always let it... Oh, you were in 2. Never mind. Hold on. Ted goes in 2.
Sorry, I misunderstood what you were doing when you were saying when you hit the number. But yeah, I was a 2. Sorry.
Nope. My fault. Should have said. Count.
Has Silva seen a Xeno before?
No. So, everyone who has not seen one before, except for Chaplain... Oh, wait. I'm sorry, Mason. These are in your nightmares, so you too. everybody take a die of stress. A point of stress added.
Yay. Right. So
really
Silva
quick.
sees.
Sorry, my talent, Nerves of Steel. Does that affect this at all? I can never remember.
Give me 2 seconds to look at your talent. I have all your character sheets here to be sure.
Oh, never mind, never mind. That's my panic roll. Never mind.
Yeah, it's for your panic roll itself. You have to panic first, baby. Ted, what are you doing in 2?
Silva has not seen this thing before, but is worried by how quickly it's killing the civilians. She is going to scream, "Open fire," while also ordering everyone to group up at the ship.
Okie dokie.
So I guess that would technically be a command roll.
Yes, it would.
All right, 7 dice, 1 stress. That is still 3 successes. I'm good at the command. The stress was nothing.
Nice. Nice. In 5, and as we said, there's a tie, and as a GM, I always give the tie to my players first. So, please.
Yay! So what Dante wants to do is take her rocket launcher off of her shoulder, say, "I, Captain," take the butt of it, bust out that window, and then aim down at the monster, because I assume she's never seen something like this before. Then aim down at the abomination that is there and is right in front of her new crew friend, and lob a grenade at it.
Go ahead.
Okay, so what do I roll for that one?
You are going to roll your ranged combat roll. And as of yet,
Poor civilians.
Mason hasn't moved. So Mason is not within the blast radius, and the civilians have taken off. There's a couple that died, but the rest of them are like, "Fuck this shit, I'm out." And they scattered like roaches in bright light. Gone.
So I did put my weapon specialist into this, so do I get the 2+ dice for this one?
Yes, you do.
So that's looking at 6. It also has a bonus on here. Do I add that to my roll?
What bonus is it?
Next to the rocket launcher, it says +1.
Yes, you do.
Okie dokie. Then
And you also have a +1 from me.
Yes, you do.
And chat is going wild. We have some rerolls on the table from Corey.
Thank you, Corey. We're gonna need it.
love rolling a fistful of dice. Hold on.
I love
How many
systems
dice
with
is that, Aaron?
It's like 9.
Oh shit! I shorted the Xeno 2 armor points.
Oh no.
So, I had how many dice? I had 9 dice here, and I got 1 success, and nothing on the stress die.
That sounds like a great opportunity for a push roll to me.
Can we do that?
You can either push the roll, or because Corey was kind enough to give you a reroll, you can reroll. Now, the difference is going to be a reroll will be all the dice. A push roll would only be the ones that didn't show a success. And push increases your stress level.
I'm gonna go ahead and take that reroll, just because I feel like that should have been way better. And it was only the 1 6 that showed up, so.
To be fair, to hit, you only need 1. But you don't get any. But your stunts come into play when you get those
not
more
as
dice.
cool.
I know. Believe me, I want
Thank
you
you
guys
for the
performing
rerolls, Corey.
stunts.
So that was 4, and nothing on the stress die.
Nice, excellent. So with your ranged combat, pull up your quick sheet and look at your ranged combat and choose your stunt options. You will have 3 of them to choose from.
Sorry.
No, take your time. It is perfectly fine.
It's a lot of dice.
It's a lot of that. Well, she's now rolled 4 successes. So for every success above 1, she gets a stunt. She can either add additional damage or she can push it back. Pinning it down, she's not really going to be able to do so much, but she could probably push it back or do additional damage to it. Every success could give her potentially a point of damage to add to the roll.
So, question for you, Rev, because even though I've run Alien, I've never actually looked at this one before. One of the options under range combat is swap initiative card with the opponent.
Right.
Could Aaron technically take that second card and go a second time the same round? I honestly don't know that one.
Yeah, it's really weird how they do the initiative, because they do the break the initiative, swap initiative. But when we all sat down and talked, we were talking about using reactions instead. So what I'll do is I'll give her an additional reaction if she takes that option, which means that if it tries to attack someone else, she will then be able to at least reload and shoot again. So we use that as a reaction roll. So yes, sort of, but we're not going to break the initiative because it just gets really clunky. We're going to try and keep it simple for the stream.
So I think I will take advantage of that just so I make sure I'm reloaded for the next round. And you said pushback isn't really going to do anything this particular.
Pushback will push it back away from the Marines. It'll force it back.
Excellent. So
out of an engaged range.
So then I'll take that weird one we came up with, the pushback, and then 2 damage.
Okay. Pushback and 2 damage. So and how much damage does your rocket launcher do?
It says blast 9.
Blast 9. So all those Marines are really hurt.
They're not my Marines.
And the Xeno goes backwards as you push it back, and the cloud rolls across it, and you can see that it's a little bit hurt, but now it's really pissed off. But it is hurt because it made, out of its 8 armor rating, it made 4 successes, so it took not quite enough damage to kill it, just to make it really annoyed. It's like its head is like it's on all 4s. Its head's moving. And it's trying to figure where it came from. Distance, and it looks at Mason and takes off running. Sorry, Mason, you were closer.
At least it got pushed back.
I look forward to this moment.
All this
Damn
is
it, Krakadiala.
This is so rude to do to this particular character, but I love it. Okay, so the Xeno comes flying across. It's moving at an incredible speed. It's flying. It sails through the air, tackles you to the ground, is hovering over top of you. Everything that's in your hands goes sailing, and it punches a fist down on either side of you and leans down, and its mouth comes out right in front of your face, and it just hisses right in your face. But you take no damage. However, you get +1 to your stress roll, and please make a panic roll.
Fun
That
times.
That move is very, very lovingly called playing with its prey.
All right, now for the stress roll, I roll my panic roll. I roll my stress.
Your panic roll is a d6 plus your current stress level.
Interesting. Let me double check something really quick.
All of my players for this stream have access to the panic chart so that they can just react, and that's just the way I want it.
So with my specials, I rolled a 4.
You somehow manage to not loosen your bowels. It's in your face, and you've seen it before. And it leans down. What do? You're not panicking, you're keeping it together.
I reach behind my back and trigger my incinerator units.
Nice! Roll it. Are you doing a full burst? Because you could take damage yourself, or enough to get it to come off you.
I'd like to go for enough to get. I'd like to go for enough for it to just get off of me.
Okay. So just don't even roll for that. We'll just give it to you. You pull the trigger, burst of flame. It hisses again, jumps backwards, slides sideways. Its tail lashes and whips. It is annoyed. And that is in 5, 6, 7. Unfortunately, it goes again. What are we doing? Damn! Okay, again, it kind of dances around you, takes its tail, pulls your feet out from underneath of you. This time your incinerator goes flying, and once more it jumps right on top of you. And it leans down until that slime is just dripping down across your face. You can almost taste it in the back of your throat. 8.
Yep, we both go. So, me and Chaplin.
I'll let you two decide amongst yourselves who wants to go first. I
You go-
personally would give it to Mason because
Yeah.
the Xeno is, trying to get a date. Yeah, it's trying to get a date. It just wants a hug. It just wants a hug.
Oh my god. I think I'm gonna have this. I know what these things can do. I'm not about to stab it. And so I am going to try and toss it off me.
Okay. Roll me a close combat roll.
All right, there we go. I have 3 6s. And,
And one-
huh?
One of your stunts for that is to be able to push it back. It weighs so much, but what I will give you is you manage to knock one of the hands holding you down. The alien kind of stumbles, and you roll out of the way and manage to retake your feet.
Fun.
Chaplain!
I guess, am I down from the tower yet?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm on the ground. I'm running towards the ship because I want to get inside of it and get it prepped to go.
Right. I will let you, from the distance, I will let you get up to the ship.
Okay.
As you go to open the door, the Marines that are standing there guarding the ship are looking at this creature, the ones that can see it, just standing there. Absolutely horrified. You see it, they're just rigid with fear at seeing this thing toying with one of their fellow Marines. There's others on the other side of the ship that haven't seen the Xeno yet. And when you get up to the ship, the door's locked.
Can I leverage any comtech or anything like that to try to get it open, or is that just
You absolutely may make a contact roll.
okay? That's 1 success.
That's all you need. You open it up, and as you open it, please make me an observation roll.
Okay. 4, 5, 6. Looks good. I didn't make any successes.
You want to use that reroll?
Oh, I got a reroll. Yeah, I'm gonna use that reroll.
Thank you, Corey.
Coming in clutch.
Okay, cool. I got 1 success.
As you open the door, you start hearing a boop, 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 boop. And you look down, and you see a device inside of it. And you see numbers start counting backwards. And then you hear, the ship will self-destruct in T-minus 5 minutes.
Do I still have? I guess I can't do anything else at this point, correct? I have to wait till my next turn.
You have to wait till your next
Yeah.
turn. You can thank Allah for that. Take a bow, Allah. Take a bow.
Hey, I'm loving it.
Thank you, Allah.
Okie dokie. So now we're in new combat round. Everybody's gone.
So I just realized, Rev, my apologies. I have Field Commander, which means that command actions are fast actions for me.
Mm-hmm.
So I can potentially give a second command or do a second fast action. I'm going to say, if you're okay with it, that the second fast action I took that round was to start running towards Mason.
Yeah, absolutely. I'll give you that. No problem. You can start getting towards Mason. Mason is going to need assistance. Okay. So, on that upward count. 1. The alien whips around. Goes in for another attack. Jeez. Okay, I am not shitting you when I say
Run.
that I rolled the same attack again. And given this character, this creature is taking an absolute delight in playing with you. It rolls
How much
backwards
stress
after
are you at now?
after you slide out from underneath of it. Again, retake your feet. It slowly starts coming forward and settles back on its haunches. Looks like it's going to stand up. Knocks you flat to the ground again. And this time, the second jaw punches the concrete right beside your head. Pulls back, punches the concrete on the other side of your head. So again, another point of stress, and that panic roll.
Alien's a freaking cat.
So it's a 5. It's getting me close.
You are still managing to keep it together.
I don't know how.
In 2.
All right, in 2. Am I able to reach Mason and Alien this round, or do I need to spend another run action?
It depends on if you want to engage it in shooting range or if you want to engage it in melee range.
I was hoping to try to use the break grapple action. I don't know if it's actually grappled with him, though.
I'll let you use it. It's on top of Mason. It's not really grappling, but yeah, I'll let you use it. I'll let you get up to him and use it.
So then what I think would happen is Silva doesn't want to accidentally shoot Mason, doesn't know what this thing is, thinks it's just some weird creepy-ass bug creature, slings the pulse rifle onto their back, draws their combat knife, and is going to go up and just try to stab the thing in the head and shove it off Mason.
Okie dokie. Go ahead and roll for it. Mason's like, no, my face.
Sorry, Mason. That is 3 successes and nothing on the stress die.
Nice. Excellent. So, go ahead and choose your 2 stunts.
So let's go with sorry. So we're gonna go with the obvious hit. We are going to go with drop it prone, and it's a really bad idea, but I'm really tempted to grapple humanoid opponent. Does it count as a humanoid opponent?
No, it doesn't.
Then I'm just gonna go with the 2 damage and the knock it prone.
You got it.
So that's 4 damage total.
Hold on, let me roll its armor. Your knife hits the hide of this thing and fucking snaps. Your motion, however, carries you and it off of Mason. The creature rolls a little further, and you roll the other direction. But I'll give you from the skid across the pavement. You can see that this green substance starts dripping out from underneath of its chin, and it's burning the pavement as it hits it. It stands up and it's like...
Well, shit.
And we're using our previous initiative roll still, right? Oh my god.
If it helps, I think I have it distracted from you.
3, 4, 5. Go ahead.
So, not really wanting Mason dead immediately. I think I'm gonna go hold on the rocket launcher again. But is the pulse rifle something that I could use at this range and possibly not hurt my
Yeah.
teammate?
You can use it from this range. You won't be able to tell if it'll hurt your teammates because from this distance, you haven't seen the acid blood. So the only thing that would actually hurt them at this distance would be splash from the alien's
Okay.
blood. But
Which
as
is
far
possible,
as-
but I haven't seen it.
right. Also, however, neither of them are in your fire line, so you do have a clear fire line down to the creature.
So then Dante is gonna stay up in the tower because she has no freaking idea about acid blood. So I'm going to use my pulse rifle to plug a shot at it and try and hurt the thing.
Go for it.
I wish you guys could hear the I'm
Didn't have
rolling
to.
dice song
Be
she's
silent.
doing.
was good enough for me.
I was making luck. It got me 2, and nothing. Stress die. I'm only looking for 1s, right?
Correct. You were only looking for ones on the stress dice. If you're using the game dice, they'll have the little face hugger on them. If you're not, just the one.
Right. Yep. I just got
Little
2
face hugger.
successes.
Yep, 2 successes is plenty, and you still get a stunt because you got 1 above what you needed. Oh, look. I have a little face hugger. Oh, gotta put his proboscis out. His little face hugger, little Lego face hugger.
It's so cute. It should not be cute, but it's adorable. So I'm just gonna add damage to it at this point, because thing dead need, please.
And how much base damage does your rifle do?
That only does 2.
Okay. Alrighty. Aaron, how you want to do this?
How do I do this?
How you want to do this? How you want to kill it? Describe to me how you kill it.
So what's happened is Dante smashed that hole in the window, and she put down the rocket launcher. She doesn't want to kill her friends. She put down the pulse rifle. She's aiming down the sights, and she takes a breath, and she feels the paper coming out of her jacket, and she pushes it back. She takes another breath, and she takes aim, and she blasts right at the alien right in the head.
You two are standing there, shitting absolute bullets. Mason's like, oh my god, I've been here before, my shit's all over the place. Just at the edge of panic, the creature settles down, you see that acid dripping, and all of a sudden, the front of its head blows off backwards. It stands there a minute, and then starts writhing. It's twitching. Its arms and legs are flailing. The tail is going around. It whips across, cuts a hole right in the leg of, right in the side of your shirt. Whips back around towards Silva. Boing! Takes off just a little bit of hair, and then falls still.
Boom! 200! There you go! I don't know what the fucking thing was, but it's fucking dead, right? Please, guys, tell me that thing is dead. What the
Scan
fuck
the
is
area.
that?
Scan the area. There's always more than one.
Fuck it, whatever it was.
There's
Dante,
always
good
more
shot.
than one. Get it.
Mason, to the ship. Everyone to the ship. Come on, let's go to the ship.
I'm
Alright,
grabbing my
Chaplain.
weapons.
Chaplain,
Captain.
as
the-
that happens, we now break initiative,
Okay.
and you may start to act freely, since we have now broken the initiative.
Captain, the ship has a self-destruct initiated. We have 5 minutes until it blows.
Well, then do something about it. I don't care. Get it stopped. We're getting on that ship.
Okay, sure. I don't know if you've ever tried to stop a self-destruct sequence
No,
before?
that's your job, you stupid robot!
Android, thank you.
Prefer the term artificial human, thank you.
Spoilers,
Yeah.
Dante doesn't care.
Yeah, okay. I've got 5 minutes on the timer. I will try to get to wherever I can to disable the self-destruct if I can. I don't.
Right, you are at it. You are.
Oh,
at
it's
the-
right there. Okay.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Rev,
So
do you want
com-
me to give a command roll just to see if I can give a bonus, or no?
Nah.
If you want to order me to do it, Comtech.
No.
No?
You bend yourself down there. You take a knee. You're completely calm. You start moving the rods around. You start pushing everything back down. And as soon as you get down, everything goes dark on the panel. And just as you're about to radio back to your team, it powers back up. Self-destruct sequence. Ship will destruct in T-minus 2 minutes.
I get back on the comms. Captain, this is not happening. This has a dead man switch on it. Every time I try to tamper with it, it just goes faster. We are not saving the ship.
Fuck it, get off that ship, everyone reroute to the tower, take cover.
Every Marine that can hear me, get out of there.
All of the Marines who didn't see the Xeno run with you towards the comm tower. As you get to the comm tower and look back, you see the 2 Marines that are just stood there looking at this thing laying on the pad, and the ship goes. Lights up the area like it's never lit up before. Burning piece of wreckage comes flying through the air, lands right on top of the Xeno, and it just starts to burn. What y'all doing?
Quick check. Does anybody need medicine? Medic check. All right. Any injuries?
Mason, that thing get you?
Nothing that I can't walk away from at this point.
Other than a big glob of Xeno goop right across your face.
Is there anything I can do? Can I use medical aid to reduce stress at all, especially on Mason since he took a lot of it?
How you reduce stress in Alien, there's a couple of ways you can do that. 10 minutes of feeling completely safe will do it. There are certain medications. Nap relief, I remembered it, which will completely reduce your stress. But there's very few things you can actually do to reduce it artificially.
Okay.
So, if you have no encounters in the next 10 game minutes, not 10 real world minutes, the stress will go down for each person who has stress by one level.
Well, now that hopefully the only explosion has gone off, everyone top level of this tower here, let's rendezvous and figure this shit out.
Sorry, Captain, I'm gonna have to do something. Which one of you fucks has a motion tracker?
That would be me.
I'm looking at the Marines, though.
Oh, okay, never mind.
None of them.
God damn it.
They're all just privates. They're just stood there to guard the ship. Didn't really need a motion tracker for that. Sorry, sir. And I mean that's we're just here to make sure that didn't
Look,
happen. But
I'm gonna lay this down really quickly. That Xeno, bug, whatever you want to call it. Fast, more powerful than us. Drips blood, that's acid. Will take people away for whatever goddamn reason it wants. But it's meaner than any creature I've ever seen. You act as a unit from this moment forward. You put down fire the moment you see one all together. And maybe one of you will hit it. Got it? Because if there's one, there's more. I guarantee it.
you're shouting at them. They're privates. None of them saw the Xeno. They think you're nuttier in a bag of fruit.
Right, Mason. The thing was terrifying, I'll give you that. It's no worse than a harvester or one of the lion worms. We've seen bad bugs before. We can put it down and deal with it. We're here to do a mission. Now, you say there's more? They're like ants? Cool, we'll keep our eyes open. Gunny, you got this. Dante, keep the grenade launcher handy. Chaplain, keep the medkit handy, especially if you have any anti-acid sprays or something. We have a mission. Marines, join the rest of our company at the APC. Keep that safe. That's our main transport until we can get back to the drop-off. The rest of us, we have some dogs to burn.
What's the plan, Captain? Go try that bar?
We take it slow to the bar, get as many people into the APC as we can cram, either on top, right in the roof, or inside. Try to get these privates to some safe place for them, and keep your eyes open. Watch for more of these, what'd you call them, Xenos?
Might as well.
Right, fast, strong, you said acid blood. Anything else we need to watch for?
Everything's a weapon on the damn thing. If they get close to you, you might as well be dead. That we are both still standing is pretty damn impressive.
One of the privates looks over at Mason and goes, I don't know, it sure seemed like you.
Captain, with permission, I haven't been on a mission exactly like this, but in stressful situations, I like to talk about the future. I like to talk about why we're all here, what we're all doing, where we're all going.
Fine, but we're going to the APC and you can do it as we're heading to the bar. Everyone load up and... Dante, let's hear about your future as we're going there.
I'll
Let me-
banter all the way to the bar, Rev. I'm trying to use banter to relieve some stress.
No problem, go ahead, make it. Is there a role for that? I have to look at your sheet.
I don't believe so, but let me check real quick.
Okay. So what's going to happen is that what her talent does is that on this trip from here to the Oblivion Bar, you will each lose 2 points of stress instead of 1 for that 10-minute safe period. Is what's going to happen here. I'll correct myself. It wasn't one of the privates that said that. It was Hammer that said that to you, because the privates did not see the Xenos, such as it were. 2 seconds. Just for my viewing audience, if I go quiet, every player in the alien universe has their own agenda during a mission, and those agendas are secret from each other. So when my players have something to say about their agenda, I have to respond in kind, so I don't want you to think I'm just lagging for the fun of it.
I mean, I haven't said anything about my agenda just yet. But as we're going, Dante is just gonna, because I know exactly where I'm going after all of this. I've got a little plan. I put away a little money. I'm gonna go to one of the outer worlds. There's a couple of planets that have farms. I want one of those stupid fields with barley and the oats and a little cottage and a cute little wife. And we're gonna it's gonna be 4 a.m. and there's birds out there. And when the sun comes up, the birds are also there, and the birds are chirping, and the sun is just warming the area. And in the oven, she is fresh bread from the oats that we grew. And in the cabinet, we've got barley, and it's fermenting. It's turning into beer. We're gonna have beer in a couple of months, and that's what I'm fighting for. I'm fighting to be there. I love being a Marine, but I'm fighting so that others don't have to.
I'll fight for Silva's buns in the oven.
Who said it's gonna be Silva?
Oh, sorry. Silva would have said Dante. My apologies. Dante's buns in the oven.
Dante's gonna have so many buns. It's gonna be excellent.
Just bunnies everywhere, hopping around in the barley and the hops.
You guys, by the time Dante's done relaxing you all with this very nice tale of what the future holds for her, the APC stops and Hammer says, "At the bar."
Oh, this looks like a nice place.
All right, well, as promised, first round's on me.
Outside of the bar, you see a large blue neon winking eye with a red crescent moon in its center, marking the entrance to the only open bar on the colony. It is called the Eye of Oblivion, which Oblivion's the name of the sun, so it's, cute and cheesy and stuff.
As a bar should be.
As a bar should be. Everybody.
Above the table, is it okay if we're looking at the map that you had posted, or is that going to be
Absolutely.
spoilers? Okay, I just wanted to...
No, John's going to have the map of the bar up as well. There's a couple of maps that were in a map pack
Okay.
provided by Free League that I'm able to hand out to the players, and John is able to use those so our audience can see the place. The only one I didn't have is the spaceport, and then the overall map of the colony, which I started to share with you, had the location of the AWOL, so I had to take it back.
Oopsie doodles.
So what you're saying is, we chose to go to the one place that you didn't have a map of first? Get it out of the way?
I have a map of it. They just didn't give me one for you. I was okay.
Well,
I
it
was
is up
fine.
now. It's up now
John?
for the audience does see it now.
Nice.
Excelente. This is the Eye of Oblivion. Inside, the bass rumbles, smoke stings your nostrils, and the alternating crimson and azure strobe lights burn haloed ghosts on the back of your retinas. Silhouetted dancers sway rhythmically on the bar stage, while the rest of the colony is a ghost town. Oblivion is packed with local migrant revelers celebrating in the end of this world. In this end of the world, sorry. Jeez, Pete.
I was like, oh, there's an Oblivion cult. Great.
This end of the world. My bad.
Well,
as
looks
you
like we
can see,
beat the
there's-
news.
Yeah, you got that nice little S-shaped bar. There is a dancer kind of out in the S curve shape of that bar there. And as you can see, there are 6 or 12 tables divided up on either side of the room. Some small and quaint where people could sit. Some larger where bigger groups could also sit. And there are people scattered about. And up behind the bar, kind of milling about at the back, is a Type FEI2 pleasure model synth.
All right, Silva, what are you buying me? I've been drinking Aspen for months.
Go wild. Like I said, first round's on me, but stay conscious enough to fire if needed.
Hey, you gotta mingle to find these people, right?
Just don't mingle too much. Remember, a creature just killed a good chunk of civilians not too far from here. News will eventually reach it eventually. We just happen to travel faster than the news.
Hey man, I would like to not think about the horror thing that I saw earlier. We have other priorities. Look, Mason, I know you said there's more than one, but I don't know, man. What the fuck was that?
Straight up, that is a nightmare. And it wiped out an entire unit. My last unit before I'm with you now. I can't help but think there is a chance they knew these things were here if they put me in your unit.
I mean, practical.
I will also say fire. Fire works really well on these guys. But it doesn't kill them, it keeps them at bay.
Right, on that happy note, eyes open, look for any signs. Chaplain, you got into the logs before that ship blew. Any sign that belonged to our turncoats? Or just a random ship?
And I'll look at our game mother for that information.
You think it was privately owned from what you could tell. It belonged to somebody. It was neither, didn't seem to be an insurgent ship. It wasn't, the only reason it was sat on the pad was because there is a no-fly ban at the moment. And until that ban's lifted, no ships are taken off.
Captain, it was privately owned. With the no-fly zone that they've got going right now, the ship was there. I mean, I have to wonder though. The engines were ready to go at a moment's notice, so logs can be falsified. There might be something more going on here than we know about.
It's
Well, they
tempting
came here for a
target.
reason. Tempting target. They came here for a reason. Keep your ears open. They probably have an alternate way off this rock if they need it.
I'm gonna start scanning the crowd, see if I see our boys.
You do not, but please make me an observation roll. While Mason is making that
Obfuscation.
yeah, close enough. What
Obliteration roll?
Yeah, there you go. Where are you two headed to? Are you splitting up? Are you staying together? Chaplain, where are you headed? Are you all three staying together? You all four staying together? Are you splitting up and kind of heading through the bar itself?
Silva is heading straight to the bar and the bartender,
Okay.
where they're gonna point out their Marines and make sure the bartender is informed that the first round for each of them is on them.
Okay.
Is on Silva.
Yes, gotcha.
So you'd mentioned that the bar was kind of an S situation, so I'd like to be at another point to be able to get another part of the bar.
Mm-hmm.
Start observing people from there.
Okay. Yeah, it kind of takes there is a map pack available in our private chat if you want to drop it down, it'll bring it up for you. It has a big S shape to it. So depending on what part that Silva walks up to, you can be at the lower end. I'm going to take it that since Silva is talking to the bartender, you are at the lowest dip point towards the back there, towards the office, and that you're probably near the highest hump in that S shape.
Works for me.
Chaplain, where are you going to?
I am going to go to the. You said it was a older model pleasure synth.
Yeah, it's up behind the bar. It looks like it's possibly is the bartender.
I'm going. So Sylvan's already there. You know what? As soon as we come in through the entrance, I'm going to walk to the bar with Sylvan, and as soon as he's done telling that the synth the orders, I'm going to see if I can leverage our kind of shared inhumanity and see if I can get any information from it.
Okie Mason,
Excuse me.
Mason, how did you do on that observation roll?
I got one success.
Okay. As you're looking around, you see off in one corner from where you're stood at the bar, as everybody heads straight towards the bar, you see there's a woman inside of the table and she's grumbling about something. You can't quite hear her from here, but she's clearly real pissed off. And as you look back towards the rest of your group headed right towards the bar, you'll notice there are cameras in the back. They're harder to see as you get closer because of the heads of the people, but as your party kind of makes their way through and people are blocking them because there's a lot of bodies in here, as they split, you can just see the light of a camera moving back and forth.
A fair warning, or maybe just information in general, but they got cameras in here.
Well, if we can get records of those cameras, we might be able to see if our people were in here.
Something going on around here other than this people generally pissed off.
What? Is this your first time being in a bar that keeps records?
No, I mean, hearing some grumbling from the audience here. I've heard people be more scared than pissed off.
No, you saw the protesters. One half of them were afraid, the other ones were wanting us to get off the planet, so it looks like this bar has more of the get off our planet vibe.
Well, the grumbling is only actually coming from one table, and one woman in particular. Everybody else is just partying. They're blitzed off their face.
I'm gonna keep an eye on this one table just in case.
Okay. So Ted, you make your way up to the bar. You and Chaplain. Dante, are you are hanging back at that S shape, just observing?
Yes, for now.
As you make your way to the bar, as Mason says it, just as your eyes come up, you clock a couple of cameras. One of them's a little farther out of Mason's view, plus the one that Mason saw that are kind of like alternating, swinging back and forth, so they're kind of covering the whole bar. So the Fae 2 turns around and, what can I get for you?
Well, the first drinks for them, and them are on me. Also, I'd like to talk to the proprietor of this establishment, the owner, official Marine Corps business.
I'm the proprietor.
Excellent. We're looking for some turncoats who may be trying to switch over to another side. We'd like to see if they've been in your establishment. Now, we're not any. I'm blanking out what the term is for the colonial marshals. Is it just colonial marshal?
There is colonial marines, which you are. There are colonial marshals, which are a little different. There is a marshal station on the planet, and they would be the police force that pretty much patrols throughout. The Marines don't keep the peace on the planet. They pretty much guard the refinery and the oil reserves. All the peace among the colonists would be kept by an order maintained by the colonial marshals.
Now, we're not colonial marshals. You're not under any sort of requirement to help us out, but we'd appreciate any identification or information you could give us. And Silva's going to pull up the pictures of the 4 people we're looking for and show them to the bartender.
Chaplain, you will notice first that as Silva is talking, you see that this Phase 2 unit is taking stuff in, and you can almost see recalculations going on, almost as if she is struggling to understand and then has to take a minute to process what's being said. But as soon as Silva presents the pictures, her eyes come back into focus as she looks at him, and she's like, "Oh yes, 4 Marines. They were in here last night. They had a meeting with a very short man with no hair. They all argued amongst themselves, and then they left. They left. Not together. They left individually. One of them left really, really angry. And then there was one that kind of stayed behind. Yeah, just one stayed behind. But the marshals had to come get that one.
Well, any chance you could show my friend here your video logs, and we'll be on our way after having a few drinks.
Look, you have to know that there are people here that don't, think fondly of you. So, if they think I'm cooperating, they might tear my bar down. I want to help you, but they can't know I'm helping you.
Is there a back door so I can get to your office easier? So that the people that are in here don't know?
As soon as you say back door, she looks behind like she's trying to look for something behind herself. What? I don't have a door in the floor or in my back.
To the building. You have the front entrance. Do you have
oh.
the back entrance?
Yeah, I do.
So
in the alley. In the alley.
Would you be okay if I slip out the front and go in through the alley door into your office to look at the camera once?
Yeah.
With the Silva's gonna just close her eyes, sigh, and then just lean forward, grab it by... Is it wearing clothes or is it clothesless?
No, it's wearing clothes.
The lapel of its shirt or jacket, and loudly pull it towards themselves and look, you heap of junk, I don't care whether you are for the Marine Corps and the USMC or not. I'm looking for 4 people. You will help us. Chaplain, go.
I'm gonna just walk out the front door.
And it responds. There's no need for that. No need for that.
I pull out
And
my...
it's barely touching your hand. I mean, it's like trying to get your hand off, but it's barely touching your hand.
This prep for my flamer, but I don't turn it on yet.
You okay, Captain?
All show. Just keep your eyes and ears open. Look for people paying more attention than they should. Now, I'm looking for these 4, obviously fan out pictures. You're going to tell me if you've seen them or not. And just put on a big show while Chaplin is going and being Chaplin.
I can hear you. You don't have to shout. I can hear you. My auditory processors are functioning perfectly correctly.
They don't seem to be, since you're not telling me what I want to know.
Maybe your vocal regulator needs adjusting.
Maybe I should regulate yours.
Am I not speaking loud enough?
And Silva's just gonna go with this and just go with the comedy duo. Except look very pissed off as this is going on.
Dante and Mason, who are watching this, can you please just give me empathy rolls?
Do you need a manipulation roll from me just to verify?
No,
real quick?
no, not at all. Not at all. But you can also roll an empathy roll.
I got 2 5s.
Nah. Nothing from you?
Nothing.
You
One
realize,
success.
Silva, you realize this synth has absolutely no fucking idea what you're doing. She's responding to you absolutely genuinely and is trying to appease you because she really thinks you're going to bust her head open.
Silva feels horrible, but continues on.
So as I'm making my way to the alley, I'm gonna on the comms to Silva be like, Captain, understand that this is a lower grade model. She may not pick up your subterfuge really well.
Understood, Chaplain. We'll deal with the consequences as they fall.
Look, Captain, I really think we don't have to bust this guy's head open. I know that they're just a robot, but we might need them whole.
Not planning on it, Dante. This is a show. Keep looking for people paying attention.
I mean, I'm paying attention.
Well, stop paying attention to me and this stupid robot and pay attention to the people.
You say stupid robot and her hand automatically goes up to her head.
Dante might not care, but I do.
And as Chaplin goes into the back and our poor robot tries to regather her wits, we're going to take a 10-minute break. So please rehydrate, top up your popcorn or your snacks. Think about if you want to give any more complications for my players. And we'll see you in 10.
See y'all soon. There we go.
Welcome back. Sorry, I had a little Xeno. He had to come out too. He got jealous of the facehugger. So, welcome back, and thanks for sticking with us. Right before the break, Ted Silva was questioning the Phase 2 pleasure model owner and operator of the Oblivion Bar, and the synth has zero clue what's going on, while Chaplin slides back to take a look at the cameras. While Ted is out there doing that, Chaplin, could you please roll me a contact to get a look at the cameras and what happened within the last 24 to 48 hours?
Let's see, that's 8 dice, yeah. 2 6s.
Yeah, you have no problem. You zip, and you come back to it very quickly. With that synthetic memory, as you're scrolling backwards, all of a sudden you're like boom, 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 boom. You ping all of the faces and you slow it down, and you see in fact what the synth said is absolutely accurate. 4 of them came in. They met with a short, balding man. They had an argument, the 4 of them, and then they all left separately except for one of them. The straggler was, I believe, hold on, he's in a different location, so let me just clock his name very, very quickly. Reese, Private Reese, stayed behind.
Is that the beardy one?
Yeah, I think so. Hold on. Oh,
The only
there we
problem-
went.
The only
They
problem every time she
slid out of
says-
my way.
Every time you say Reese, I think Terminator.
This dude.
I always
stayed
think it's a little bit
behind.
of a
That is
launch.
the beardy one. And was some marshals came in, had some words, causing a little bit of disturbance. Marshals came in and escorted him out.
And I see that, and so I
In
mean, it
cuffs,
looks legit.
yep.
Marshals.
Yep,
Okay.
in cuffs. In cuffs. In the meantime, while that's going on, Mason, what are you doing?
I'm watching that table, and I've got my flamer ready if I think it's going to get crazy.
Go ahead and give me an observation roll. They don't really have a listen roll, so we'll just use observation for listen.
Got one.
Right. You hear the woman that sat there. She's really, as you can finally like edge a little closer through the crowd and get a little closer to the table where the lady's sitting with a couple of people, you hear her just complaining to some other space truckers that the repairs on the ship are taking too long, and she just wants to get off this fucking rock, and she doesn't understand what the fucking holdup is, and she backs, her drink and, pours another. She's got the bottle in front of her. She's just like,
Oops.
ridiculous, absolutely ridiculous.
Hey, I overheard you. Out of curiosity, what's the name of your ship?
It's the Magpie. Which is
Is-
not the ship that blew up.
Oh, okay.
Well, I hate to be the bearer of bad news to you, but there was a explosion at the landing pad. You're probably here for a bit.
Ah, fucking great. Just want to get off this frozen hunk of shit.
How long you been here?
I've been here 3 weeks. Now, some of that was
Jeez.
the cargo. Yeah, that's cargo coming in and out, and I was visiting a couple of friends. But yeah, they said the repairs would take a week. Then that turned into 2 weeks. So a week here was just work. The other two's been waiting for them to get the parts in for my ship, but this damn no-fly ban, nothing's coming in or out.
You seen a little short, bald guy around here a few times?
Yeah. Actually, now that you mention it. And she describes the individual whose name I can't let you see, but I can let you see kind of what it looks like. Oh no, I don't have his photo. She says, I don't know him, but he's in here skulking about in the corner sometimes.
Any idea how often he comes in, or you ever seen him anywhere else?
I haven't been many places outside the bar because I can't even sleep on my fucking ship, if you can believe that's where my quarters are, but, that's neither here nor there. I think I've seen him in here twice. Always sits over in that dark corner over there. Every now and again, somebody will come in and talk to him, stay for a little while, and then they get up and leave.
I relay this to the rest of the team. Appreciate it.
Takes an extra shot glass, pours you a shot. Good tequila.
I throw it back, but I don't empty the shot glass. I make a big show. It's dark enough in here. Nobody's gonna pay enough attention.
Okay. And she pours herself one, and poof, down it goes.
Stay safe. I hear blizzard's
You
coming.
too. Yeah. If that comes in, and even if the ship manages to get, and she just grumbles some more and goes back and takes another shot.
I mean, we could sit around waiting for this guy, but do you think he really has connections to our marks right now?
He talked to them.
I can confirm that I've watched the video log, and he did have a rather long and heated discussion with all four of them.
No, he had a discussion with them. I'm sorry, Sean.
Oh,
Then
sorry.
after he left, they argued and
Gotcha,
then left
okay.
separately. Sorry,
Right.
that's my fault. My
Rewind.
fault.
Rewind.
My fault. My fault.
Definitely did have a discussion with our four Marines. When he left, they got in a heated discussion. They all left separately. One of them, which looked like Private Reese, stayed behind, and he left in the company of the marshals, handcuffed.
I mean, that one's easy then.
And if we go to the local marshal station, they should have him, or at least know where he was or went.
Right then, so duck out of here and head to the marshals.
Sounds like a
Knock
plan.
off one tick.
I'll meet you by the transport.
Right then, you hunk of junk. Look, if you're not gonna help me, there's no need to talk about my voice. There's no need to talk about my core like that. And you can sit here and sit on your thumbs until the PPU comes in if that's what you really want. You run a very nice establishment, and we're gonna leave now. Thank you. And turns and walks out.
But, I could offer you a complimentary bottle.
Maybe later.
And she has a bottle that she turns around in her hand, and she's offering it to you. And please make me an observation roll.
Come on, you can make this one.
I have not been doing well with observation. But that is a 1.
Yeah.
Who's the next closest person to Silva?
I think I'm across the bar, so I think it might be Mason.
There we
Okay.
go.
Can you please make an observation?
Sure. Two.
Excellent. As Faye 2 puts this bottle out to Silva, who doesn't seem to clock what's going on, I mean, and she will pick up Silva's hand unless Silva gets really, about it, and put the bottle in her hand. But as that happens and Silva turns away, whether she takes the bottle or not, a slip of paper falls out on the floor.
I walk by
And
and
you notice that Silva does not clock it.
I pick it up and it's like, we're not leaving you a tip.
No tip necessary. And
That's
then
what I
she
thought.
scuttles off behind the bar.
Chaplain, make sure you leave a tip in the office.
Okay. I don't have any money on me. I'm a synth.
Oh my god, stupid synth. Oh, great service, ma'am. Thank you so much. Thank you for taking care of us. I know my boss was a little freaky there.
Dante, get your ass over here!
I'm not tipping the lady, boss.
Poor Synth is so confused. All I can see is Chaplain writing a note in the office says, always wear a condom. There, I left her a tip.
It's a tip.
It's a tip. It is a tip.
Just tip.
Just the tip.
That means you're gonna wait. You're gonna wait. You're gonna wait to take a look at that note, and I'm assuming until you're outside.
Yeah.
Okay.
Rick and Rasp after dark.
Rick and Rasp after dark. So when you get outside and you open the note, you see that it's Fatu is letting you know that if your team should run low on medical supplies or food or need aid, and it's an address of where you can find a safe house that this synth runs to help the people of the colony, not the UPP. She is 100% behind the UA. And she's trying to help the refugees. So please send any refugees to this location, but if your team is in need of any supplies, please come see me at this same address.
Silva's gonna see that or hear it after Mason reads it out and be like, God, I hate my job sometimes.
Did you take the bottle?
I hate your job
Yes.
too.
No, did Silva take the bottle when Faye put it in your hand?
If Faye would have been insistent, then yes, Silva would have taken it. Otherwise,
Yeah.
I'm sure Mason or Dante would have.
It's a very nice, very expensive, authentic cognac from Earth.
Silva looks at Mason and Dante and says, all right, if we have to nuke this place because of Mason's bugs, we're taking that bot with us.
And
Sorry,
if you all
since.
if you all sit down and share a drink of that, it will reduce your stress level by 1. As a-
Someone needs that.
As a group comfort item. For the audience, again, if you're not familiar with the Alien role-playing game, every character in the cinematic version of the game has a comfort item, and they can spend some time with that comfort item no matter what it is, whether it's dog tags, just something special to the character. They're able to reduce their stress level by 1. And generally it's for the entire of the cinematic things. So like Charity of the Gods is meant to be done in 1 session, so they'd only be able to do it once. For my characters, I'm going to let them do it in each act because this is set up to go over multiple episodes. So, but in this case, I'm giving them a group comfort item. Don't know if that actually exists, and it does now. So, and that's just a reward for a very well done piece of play there by the team. So, you guys are now headed off to the Marshal Station. And barring any complications from the chat, you will get there unmolested.
Okay.
I know sometimes there's a delay. I'm going to give them a couple of seconds while I flatten this book out.
Come on, chat. Hit us.
It's okay. It's okay. So you come up to the Marshal Station, the Colonial Marshals. You walk in and you can tell they are really understaffed. This is another map that we also have, John, that we can share with the chat if you would like.
1 second. 1 second. It'll take us a moment.
No problem. No problem. No problem.
Got it.
Excelente. So you can see the outside stairs, the entrance, and the reception there. As you walk up to the reception, you see this receptionist sat at the desk, and she's answering comms. It will be minute. Just when we will get Marshall to you soon as possible. No, soon as possible. As soon as possible. Yes. What is? I'd be with. And holds up a hand to. Yes, sir. Your cat going missing is not accident. It is not emergency. I don't know. Put out tuna. Can I help you?
Man, you'd think a alien creature killing a bunch of people at the spaceport would be a bit more important than someone's cat going missing.
I don't know if it wasn't an accident, then, I mean.
She kind of looks at you like, you know, the meme with the woman and the mathematic symbols and the eyes. because technically, any witness to the creature actually killing people, almost all of them are dead. The colonists didn't actually see it in the dark, and all of the Marines who saw it are dead. So
Uh,
far, word has not spread.
Don't worry about it, ma'am. We are actually looking for someone. We are looking for this man. He was brought in earlier, or maybe a couple of days ago. I don't remember. I'm sorry, Player's bad.
No, into bullpen. See Hayam. He help. I have to answer.
See, hi him.
Easy enough.
And in the center of that bullpen, there are a number of desks. One right there close to the reception, and you see this beleaguered man sitting there and just staring at the computer. Dude really looks like he needs an extended vacation away from this place. Looks like he hasn't left the Marshal station. You know, his nice little crisp black uniform with the little tie. It's wrinkled. The tie's like twisted sideways. He's like hair's standing on end. Okay. Clocks you walk up. Help you? Please.
We're
please
here to
tell
take
me
a problem off your hands.
a problem off my hands.
Renegade Turncoat Marines that have abandoned their post. We're here to pick them up and take them back for court-martial. We're led to believe that you have one of them currently in your custody.
I don't know anything about any missing not missing AWOL Marines.
Private Reese shows picture.
Oh yeah, that puke.
Made a scene at a bar recently.
Yeah, we've got that one. Wilson, come here. And you see this lad. Looks like he's not been a marshal for very, very long. Looks like he's maybe 19, 20. He's like, can you take these Marines back into the holding area? They're here for that jackass in 4. Sure, sir. Right away. Hair slicked back, looks perfect. Absolutely looks like just had a shower and a meal. It's all put together. Walks you back over towards
Fresh
the holding
face
area.
baby.
Fresh face baby. Opens the door there into the holding area. It's quite dimly lit in here, but for the time of day, the kid's like, yeah, we got sometimes, you know, it's nap time, so we're letting them have a sleep. So yeah, right down here. Come on this way. So when we're in a tight area like this, I would just need you all to kind of establish a marching order for me, so to speak. Who's where in that hallway?
Oh no.
Because
Dante's
he's
gonna
in
be at the
4.
back.
Okay.
Silva second.
Okay, so you two can walk side by side behind the young marshal if you like, and the other two of you towards the back.
Yeah, that works.
Okay. Dante, are you hanging back by the door, or are you just behind the two of them?
Up to Captain, but I would follow along. But
Okay. Chaplain, are you hanging back by the door, or are you staying with the others?
If I hang back by if I hang back a little bit by cell 1, I can still see into cell 4, correct?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. Okay. I'm going to do that. I want to keep an eye on the bullpen just to be on the safe side, at least so I can give everybody a heads up.
Yeah, it's one of those pressurized doors you see in Alien, so after it opens and you all walk through it, eventually it slides back shut.
With a window. Yes.
Yeah,
no?
with a little window in the corridor. So you're hanging back by cell 1.
Mm-hmm.
You two are. I'm pointing like we're sat in the same damn room. So Silva and Mason are up front, headed towards the door to cell 4 with the kid, and Dante, you're just behind them.
Yep.
Okay.
So I might modify that a little bit. Sorry.
Okay. No, please.
So John, Aaron, I'll let you two decide. But Silva would suggest, before going back to talk to Reese, that someone in the company stay behind and what was it, Marshal Hyam?
Hyam.
Someone brief Hyam on the xenomorph that we ran into at the spaceport and warn him that there may be more, and that go ahead and blame the Turncoat Marines for releasing potentially dangerous creatures in their port, and they may want to prepare for a bug hunt of their own.
So Mason, probably knowing more about these, do you want to stay back with Hayam and kind of debrief?
Whoops, sorry. Yeah, I'll go talk to him.
Okay. So now we have Mason out in the bullpen area. Just
Sorry.
that. No, you're fine. I just want to make sure that we all know where everybody's at. That's all. So right outside that door is the desk where Hayam was sat. If you can see that on the map there, if that's kind of where you're stood at. Chaplain is just inside the door at one, keeping an eye on the bullpen and on the companions. You go up, and the marshal opens the door and lets you go in, and you see Reese laying on his side with his back to you. Appears to be asleep. And it is fairly dark in here.
Player is worried.
Player is also worried. Silva is going to give their best attention command and see if Reese responds or reacts.
Reese does not.
John, did Mason warn us about the chest bursters, or was it just the Xenos?
No.
Just the Xenos. I don't think I actually
the Xenos.
encountered the chest bursters.
Son of a bitch. Okay. Silva is then going to very loudly stalk over to Reese, grab his shoulder, and roll him onto his back and shout something along the lines of, like, when I say attack, and then I assume stop.
Okay, so you walk up to Reese on the cot. Dante, are you in the doorway, or are you going into the cell also?
No, she's in the doorway. She's range support generally, so she'd hang back naturally.
Okay, my dear audience, this is when things get very interesting and very real. So, a couple of things are happening here. Allow me to enlighten you to what those things are. Silva, as you walk over to where Reese is, and you put your hand on his body and pull him towards you, you will notice that his face and hands have been chewed off. Big, just gouges of flesh missing from the face. You can see the sides of his teeth and his tongue. His hands are completely missing down to the bone. And the next thing that strikes you is that hand, skinless, flops off the side of the thing, and you move to get out of the way of it touching you. You notice there's a gaping hole in its chest. Rib cage spread outward. Something was inside of this man and burst forth. In the meantime, Dante, as you're stood there and you also take this in, something just plops on your shoulder, drawing your attention, and you look over and you see this clear liquid, and almost reactionary as you pick your hand up. It's sticky. And it's just strung between your hand and that. Chaplain, you now notice as Dante turns and this plop hits her shoulder light and flips it upward, that right above the outside of the doorway is this big black cocoon. And it's just this writhing mass, and there's drips of this clear liquid. And as you watch, it unfurls itself and splits like a calf being born. And plopping to the floor is this shiny black figure that extends itself upward, stretches, and lets out. That'll be initiative again, folks. There is a Xeno directly behind you, Dante.
Can I free action to also go, ah?
Arr! Ah! Oh my god, you two stare at each other.
Ah!
I can't make the xenomorph sound, but in real life, I can actually make the sound of the screaming goats from Thor: Love and Thunder. Boing!
Are we all fives? John, please don't tell me you're a 5.
John has no idea what's going on yet. You can still roll initiative, John, because when you do enter. Okay. So you three are fives. John, would you kindly roll me a secondary die for our marshal, our young marshal?
He got a 9 because he's so great.
He's so young. He's just a
I
baby.
forgot about the
Poor
baby.
boy.
He stood right to your side on the other side of the doorway, and he's probably wet himself by now. Honestly. Okay, 1. 2. 3. 4.
John was 2.
John is 2. John will have to wait just a little bit longer because nobody's made enough noise to draw his attention. But it'll happen very soon.
Gotcha.
I don't know. I did take a free action to scream. Is that relevant?
Yeah, into roll me an observation roll, John.
Aaron, I'm
Actually-
supposed to be the rules lawyer, not you.
I'm just asking.
No, that's a good call. That's a good call because I forgot about the scream.
All right, sorry about that. What did you need me to roll?
Observation to
All
see
right.
if you heard Dante, who probably out-screamed the xenomorph. Because they generally tend to hiss more than actually scream. Yeah, you hear something coming from inside, and Dante is quite loud when she talks, so she could just be going, "Hey!" or she could be actually screaming in fear. But I will let you be able to move over and look through the doorway if you'd like, or look through the window.
I look through the doorway. Or the window,
And
yeah.
you see the creature stood right behind Dante, and Chaplin is kind of in between you and it, sort of, because he stood next to the door to Area 1. 5. Y'all are lucky. You all get to go before the creature. So,
Dante, would you like to go first since I think you saw it first?
I am looking at my sheet trying to figure out what I'm gonna do. We were going in to see someone who potentially could be hostile, so I feel like it would make sense to have closer range weapons ready.
Mhm.
Is a service pistol relevant in this situation?
Mhm.
Okay,
Sure.
I'm just gonna shoot it in the face.
Sure.
She didn't know any better.
Exactly. She doesn't know yet. So that's well done by Erin, because she didn't know.
So that's not ranged combat then. That's going to be close combat?
No, it'll be ranged combat.
But will be ranged because it's a gun, or? Okay, cool.
Mhm. Yes, ma'am. I feel like Oprah. You get a xenomorph. You get a xenomorph. Everybody gets a xenomorph.
I throw my dice all over the room.
There was no cute dice song this time.
So I got 2 successes.
So you do shoot it. What's the damage on that pistol?
One.
Unfortunately, the bullet just
Color me shocked.
slides right across the top of its head. It got a 3 on its armor rating, so that bullet just like hits the bars to the thing behind it, ricochets back around him, right into the side of Reese, narrowly missing Silva.
Silva.
And if
The-
it
the
had
creature is-
eyebrows, if it had eyebrows, the creature would be like,
The creature is in the cell with us, correct?
no,
Like
it's
above the
outside
door?
cell. It's outside.
Oh, it's in the hallway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So it's still a close corridor.
Yes, if you're thinking to pull that door shut, you certainly may. Also, if you're thinking to grab Dante and pull her in and shut the thing, you certainly may. Because I almost saw it ticking across your face.
So, is the young marshal in the cell with me when I went to go flip over Reese and yell at him?
Yeah, he's just inside behind you.
So Silva is gonna shout out, "Chaplain, shut the door!" and grab Dante, pull Dante into the cell, and shut the cell door.
Absolutely, you can do that. Absolutely. Chaplain, what are you doing? You can go back out the other door if you want. You can duck back out that door.
Yeah, because I'm going to let Mason know what's going on. So I'll go out the door, hit the button, see if I can lock it.
Yeah. There's a lock on it.
Yeah.
Keep prisoners from getting out. Absolutely, 100%.
Yeah, that'll be my action. I'll just holler at Mason. There's a xenomorph in the hallway.
Shit.
In 6, that was a very good initiative. It goes in 6 and 9. So, in 6, it's now a little annoyed and starts banging its head into the bars. And you see the bars shuddering.
Kid, please tell me you got a gun.
No.
Get under the bed.
Ew. When you said the
Gosh,
kid,
fucking useless.
the kid goes a 9, yeah, you said? John? The kid goes a 9?
Yeah.
Okay. As he's like, ew, in 9, the Xeno hits the bars again. You can see the bars starting to just bend inward a bit. And as soon as that happens, and that secondary mouth pops over that kid's shoulder, he's like, shoo, dives underneath the bed.
Ooh, it's gooey under there.
Oh, damn. Lucky for you, there's an NPC present. Because its tail comes sliding through the bars, and as that kid makes the dive, right through its chest and wings him back into the bars, and you see it sticking through, and it pulls its tail back out and hisses again. And that would be the top of the initiative order again, and I think you all go in 2 is Mason.
I kick the door open and I'm putting bullets in it.
You could just hit the thing to make it open. Chaplain hits it and locks it, and you're like, fuck that, hit it again.
Yep, that's what I'm doing.
And go ahead, fire.
John, you said you're using bullets or your flamethrower?
Bullets, because I don't want chance of acid versus chance of setting you all on fire.
Fair.
Crispy critters. That must be a decent number of successes back there.
That is, so I have my pulse rifle. My roll is usually 8 with a +1. So I'm looking at a grand total of 5 successes.
Nice.
Wow.
Okay. Let me roll its armor to see how many of the damage points would potentially be negated while you figure out what your stunts are, unless you want to pour all of that into damage.
Pretty much all damage. I want to end this
Okay.
thing before it kills somebody.
Okay. It's going to take all but 2 points of damage from your attack, so please let me know how many that is.
Well, my damage on that weapon is 2.
2. And
That's the base damage, and then, whatever I can get with that 5.
You can put 5 points in it if you like.
Let's do it.
Yeah, so that's 5 points into it. It's not happy, and you see it's got a lot of holes in it, and it is bleeding, and that shit's just dripping everywhere. Those of you who this is your first Xeno, you now see that as it turns towards this new threat, as the blood hits its own leg, it's not having an effect on it. So the blood itself. Then you see it slide off onto the floor, and you see the and the bars were when Mason shot it, it hit the bars. Just you can see the pockmarks from the acid. It goes in 6, so you all get to go before it goes. So what are you all doing?
I'll let the ones that are in the cell go first.
Just go in the same order. Dante, Silva, and then Chaplain.
Okay.
I have a cutting torch. Is that a fire cutting torch?
Yeah, technically.
Because the only thing that Dante processed from Mason was it doesn't like fire, and this is a thing that has fire on it. So she's gonna pull that out and just kind of hold it in front of her. I don't know. The bullet clearly did not work. It's not a lot of fire, is it?
No, I'm kidding. It is. It has a little flame on it. I don't have that kind of lighter up here. That's for my
Can I set
my
the bed
incense
on
burn.
fire?
You could set the bed on fire, but it's in the room with you, and the Xeno is outside.
Yeah,
But
but
I'll
it's
let
melting
ya.
the bars
I'll let ya.
anyway.
And it's probably soggy from
Blood.
Private Reese.
But you could technically set it on fire, but you're at more threat from that fire than the Xenomorph is. I'm not going to stop you, Chaos Agent. If you want to set it on fire, that's entirely up to you. But
Obviously, I've not come up with any clever ideas yet. If someone would like to go ahead of me.
Silva, you see Dante pull out her cutting torch and is eyeing the bed and eyeing anything that is flammable.
Dante, just shoot it! And Silva unloads with their pulse rifle.
Oh, I love my players.
Do we have any stress from the xenomorph dropping on us, by the way?
Yeah. Y'all take a point of stress. See, I keep forgetting you're stressed. Ted keeps reminding me. Thank him.
That is one success, which I am going to put into damage for 3 points of damage.
3 points of damage. You fire at it. And the first thing that happens is you cut the tail clean off of it. Blood goes. Starts going everywhere. What it doesn't do is hit you. However, you hit that, take the tail off, which is the last of its health. So Ted, how you want to do this?
I think Silva's just going to unload on it because it turned to look at Mason, and Silva's just going to stick their pulse rifle through the bars and just unload on the side of its head. And as it drops, they're going to take a deep breath and then look at Dante and, "You normally shoot stuff, Dante. Why didn't you shoot it?" Chapin, we got one down. Get your ass in here.
It glanced right off of his fucking face. It glanced right off.
You used a pistol. Don't you have a gun? Don't you have a pulse rifle?
It was right there, Captain. I froze. I'm sorry.
Chaplain, get your ass in here.
On my way.
Chaplain, you walk yourself in, step around the pile of acidic, disgusting, goopy xenomorph. As you're walking along, your foot hits something else. And it's kind of that color, kind of that fleshy color. But it's semi-transparent, and it's pretty good size. And it's just kind of stuck on your foot as you're moving towards the cell. And as you shake it off, somebody else can then examine it while you're examining the body, or you can pick it up and look at it. It's entirely up to you.
No, I'll go to the marshal first.
Yeah, he's
Captain, there's a fist-sized hole where his heart should be. There's
Great
nothing I can do
fucking
for him.
observation.
You called me in. I'm giving you my medical opinion.
Damn it. Thanks, Chaplain. Anyone else injured? Call out. Mason, how you doing over there?
Staying frosty, Captain.
I'm going to go check the other marshal that we haven't examined yet.
there is no other marshal. There's just Reese, and he's got where the chest bursters come out.
Well, I thought you said the one that was in the bullpen was laying on his side on the floor.
No, Reese was laying on his side on the cot
Oh, okay.
in the thing, and then the kid that went in with you was in the thing. So Reese and the young marshal are dead. The older marshal's still outside. Obviously, you guys caused a commotion. Now he's up and has a gun in his hand.
I'm sorry, I misunderstood. I thought he was on his side.
No, that's fine.
Yeah.
No. Anytime you need clarification, I'm happy to give it to you. But yeah, there's 2 corpses, but none of them are you yet.
Easy, Marshall. Easy.
Mason, how the hell did this thing get in here? It didn't just sneak through the air vents, did it?
I have absolutely no frickin' clue.
Well, it made a snack of our mark.
Actually, Private, looking at... I'm going to have pushed Reese over, and I'm looking at the chest cavity.
Yeah,
If I
go
can.
ahead and roll me your medical aid.
Okay. Oh no, dropping dice everywhere. 2, 4, 6, 8.
Easy to do with fistful of dice.
Yeah. 3 successes.
You're looking at a couple of things here. You're looking at not only the hole in the chest, but the wounds on the face and hand. And as you're looking at the Xeno laying on the floor and the size of its mouth, and the bite marks in the hand where it's stripped down to the flesh, surely if that Xeno would have bit his hand, it would have just taken the whole hand off. So the wound sizes don't match up. The hole in his chest is much larger than the one in the hole in the Marshal's chest, the actual wound, because the whole rib cage is spread outward. And then something occurs to you, the thing that you kicked, and as you pick it up, you find the sloughed off casing of where, as you as a player know, the chestburster would have molted, so to speak.
Mm-hmm.
So you've got this skin, and as you look at the skin and you look at the hole, it matches.
So
Whatever this was came out of that.
So I'm not sure, Captain, what this is, but the wound that's in Private Reese is an exit wound. Something came out. This might have come out of his chest. I don't have enough information to go off of, but the bite marks on the hand and the face are definitely not with what is from what's dead in the hallway. That thing would have taken larger chunks.
Right. While you're down there, check his pockets, see if he has anything on him. Mason, check with, what was it?
Hyam?
Hale. Check and see if they took anything off Freese before they threw him in the cell.
Could it have had fucking babies? Like it's letting the babies eat him?
Maybe. Just keep your eyes open. If there were any
Yeah.
other babies, we probably would have found them by now. Oh, fuck. Are there any other prisoners?
No.
Mason, ask him if there's other prisoners in the cells.
You have access to all the cells. All you have to do is glance around. You can see there's nobody in them.
Well, I mean, maybe it just did the one baby, and then it ate him, and then it died.
Marshall.
Dante, think about your buns in the oven. Think about your hops and barley. Don't think about this. All right?
Last fucking one. Come on. Last one.
Captain, I'm going to go to the communication console. I'm going to see if I can get any camera images from in here to see if we can tell when this happened to Reese. See if
Sounds
there's
good
any
to me.
recordings.
Work with the marshals however you have to.
Will do.
Come on, Dante. Let's see if they have some Naperline somewhere.
Right, Naperline. We have 3 other Marines we gotta find. Ex-Marines.
That does stop Silva, and they go back and make sure to document the death of Freese and make sure there's plenty of pictures and maybe a video or something.
Okay. You go up to the computers at the Marshal Station to start doing this. Please roll me a Comtech roll. That's for Silva.
Oh, okay.
Oh, I thought Chaplin was the one going into the,
Oh, I'm sorry. I
the
thought you
computer
said
systems.
I thought you were checking to take a look for any other Marines or any other evidence.
Nope, that was Chaplin doing that. Silva was just taking pictures verifying death of one of the targets.
Okay, you were taking the photos. Okay. Yeah, go ahead and roll me your Comtech roll.
Three successes.
Excellent. While you are doing as your captain suggested, you also find the jail cam. It's like a feed that you have to reboot back up, but as you're looking at it, it confirms that there's nobody else in the jail other than the dude that was in there. But you also notice you're getting new comm chatter that's being recorded as well that you're picking up. And another piece of information that you get is that the San Rocco medical facility has reported no deaths or new patients since this afternoon. In fact, they've stopped reporting altogether.
Hey, Chaplain, I might have gotten hit back there. Can you give me a once over?
1 minute, Private. I'm verifying footage, but it looks like the cameras were corrupted. I'm trying to recover it.
You also get another piece of information, because you're in the Marshal's computer system, that there are only 2 people in Marshal custody. While there's only 1 person listed in the holding cells, which is Reese, at the moment, even Stoles is in the interrogation room here in the Marshal station.
I'm gonna finish doing what I'm doing at the console.
And
go ahead.
as you wrap that up, you get basically a photo of this person, and it is the bald-headed guy from the feed at the bar.
Who's in the interrogation room?
Mm-hmm. With another Marshal.
And they obviously didn't hear all the commotion that was going on?
It's soundproofed.
Oh. So I'm gonna go look at shoot, I drew a blank. Private Dante to give them a quick medical once-over. And while I'm doing that, I'm gonna relay to the captain that the bald-headed man that we saw at the bar that was talking to the other Marines is in the interrogation room here with another Marshal.
So like, my back is killing me, and I'm like, I'm sure I'm just stressed out and I'm going to puke, but I'm tastes like I'm gonna puke, and like I don't know what's going on right now. I've never choked like this before.
So while I'm going to use one of my items that I have to help make Dante feel more at ease. I'm going to pull out this little tiny mustache and point it on my lip like a Charlie Chaplin mustache. Like, 1 second, Private. We're going to make sure you're okay. And do I need to roll a medical roll or
To apply mustache? Absolutely.
That is absolutely Chaplin's item, and it yeah.
I think Dante actually.
Now it makes sense. Okay.
Oh, what are you wearing a fucking mustache for, man?
well, for this purpose? It's calming you down. It's making you laugh.
Okay, alright, man, fine. Yeah, you're making me laugh. Great. Okay.
Yeah, go ahead and roll your medtech roll.
All right. That is 8 again. 1 success.
Yeah, from the symptoms, it just sounds like she's got severe heartburn.
Looks like you might have just eaten something that doesn't agree with you, Private. I can give you something for that if you wish.
There's probably something at the bar. Yeah, give me Pepto or whatever you got.
I'll give you the sci-fi version of Prilosec.
Protosec.
Plink. She takes it. In the meantime, as that exam is going on, what are the other 2 of you doing?
We want to go have a talk.
Silva would very much agree with that.
After
Okay.
you.
So you go over to the interrogation room, which is down on the opposite side of the map. Go into the little side corridor there, and then into the interrogation room itself. You can either go into the viewing room or the interrogation room itself. You know, with that whole two-way mirror bullshit.
Silva will gesture for Marshal Heim to precede them, assuming that he came with.
Yeah, he'll open up and he'll say to Deputy Dodd, we have a couple Marines in here who need to ask some questions of this gentleman. And Dodd stays in the room, just sat back like the whole... Well. Looks like we're not the only ones looking for you.
Oh, we're not looking for this one. We don't give a shit about him. We're looking for a group that was last talking to him the other day over at the Oblivion Bar.
Roll me a manipulation roll. Hey, do you have any water? Either of you
That
have
is
any
2
water?
successes.
Yeah, yeah, I know the people you're looking for. They, if you are you putting the photos down minus Reese now, because he's, you know, worm fodder?
Sure.
Yeah. And he looks over at Dot, he says, do you have any water? And there is water on the table, pours the water, and he's kind of rubbing his chest and takes a drink. Yeah, this one here. And he points to... Sorry, Reese, you're dead. This one...
One down, 3 to go.
Wojcik, was picked up by the insurgents. She's offering the UPP more than just some stolen intelligence. It feels, yeah. Seems like her and her companions smuggled out some bioweapons. And they're offering up to the UPP.
Well,
Silva is side-eyeing Mason. Switching off the safety on the pulse rifle.
But,
no, I think
I don't know where the insurgents took her.
And the other 2?
Don't know. They said they went off
Contact
with the
information.
insurgents.
They had to get in touch with you somehow.
The bar is the meeting place. It's where they're all told to go. I'm just a middleman.
Right. Next meeting. What did they want? Where were they going?
He sits back and lets out this massive burp. Oh, thank God. Whatever you do, don't eat tacos from that place down on the corner. They taste great. Man, they repeat on you. What they wanted was... they just wanted to get to the... They're defected, man. What the fuck do you think they wanted? They wanted a way to... All I do, I'm a middleman. I see some of the insurgents sometimes. I say, look, there's somebody here looking to talk to you. They meet in the middle, you know? I give them the location. They go out in the street, 10 minutes. They come and they pick them up. After that, I don't fucking know. You know why I don't fucking know? So this guy doesn't know, so you don't know. So I don't have to know. That's it. All I know is they picked him up, and that chick said they were smuggling bioweapons. That's all I know. And they were desperate to get to the UPP.
Oh, they were smuggling bioweapons. Silva will give a quick look to Dodd, like, go with it. And then she's just going to grab this guy, and is he chain cuffed to the table or anything like that?
No, right now, he's not under arrest. He's just being questioned.
Cool! Silva's going to grab him by the back of the neck like an angry mom cat with a kitten. Frog march him to the cells and just force him to stand there staring at the dead xenomorph and the acid eating away and say, this is what they were smuggling. Now, unless you want me to introduce you to one of these up close, give me what you have. Everything. Even the shit you wouldn't give them. We're not marshals. We're Marine Corps. We'll treat you as an aggressive hostile if that's what you prefer. I'd prefer not to do that, though.
Roll me another manipulation roll.
I'm gonna use my free reroll that I haven't used yet. That was 0 successes, nothing on the stress die. Let's do that reroll. I am gonna push that because that's still 0 successes, nothing on the stress die. That is 1 success and 1 on the stress die.
Alrighty. So, as you're pushing this dude closer and closer to the xenomorph, you are then leaning closer and closer to the xenomorph. And all of a sudden, Mason, you just hear Silva freeze. And this guy Stoles just kind of looks over and goes, "Look, I gave you everything I had. The only thing I know is something about the refinery or the hospital. I don't know. Like I said, I'm just a middleman." And then realizes that Silva's not looking at him. He's looking at the creature and just holding it together, breathing in through her nose, out through her mouth, in through her nose, out through her mouth. She is doing everything she can not to panic.
That was a 3 on the panic roll, so she is keeping it together.
Mm-hmm.
But barely.
Mm-hmm. Barely.
And after a second, she's gonna shake herself off, look over at him, say, "Thank you. Refinery? Excellent.
Or the hospital, I don't know.
Or the hospital. Let's return you to Marshal Dodds. And walk him back."
Yeah, in neither direction did he particularly fight you. He just goes with you. And you get like halfway across and he's like, "You alright?"
You know a ship off this rock anywhere?
Not really.
Because I have a group of Marines that would want to get off this rock and back home, and we could probably find a berth for you if you knew a ship.
I can see what I can do. I can ask around.
Noted. Hands him back over to Dodd.
That would require you getting me out of here, though.
I'm not a marshal. That's up to them. Shuts interrogation room door.
What are the rest of you doing?
Contemplating pain medication.
Dialing up the hospital. Just on a standard landline if it's available.
Yeah, I mean, now you guys can kind of regroup together because you were, Chaplin was looking into the computer. Dante was, eating Pepto-Bismol like it was free. And the two of you were chasing down this lead. So you can kind of regroup together and sort of figure out what your next move is.
Well, I think we got an idea. I mean, refinery or a hospital. We know shit's going on at the hospital.
We also know one of them's already been picked up, so... I mean, Occam's razor. One's at the refineries, one at the hospital, and one's with the PPU. Dante, you didn't have any of the tacos at the Oblivion Bar, did you?
No, I just had a beer.
Alright, well, avoid the tacos. Apparently they're pretty bad for heartburn.
Well, I got that in fucking spades.
Chaplain, what do you got over there at the computer?
Nothing, Captain. It's something. It's either their equipment or something, but there's no footage at all from the last 3 days.
And they didn't take anything from Freeze when they brought him in? No house keys, no identification cards, nothing?
I guess I'd have to look at the game mother for that. Did I find any of that information?
Just his gear. That was it. And he didn't bring anything that identified him. Nothing in the way of paperwork. Nothing in the way of, like, data pads or floppies or anything else that might have information on it.
He was clean as far as I can tell. He didn't have anything on him other than his standard gear. Nothing that would point us in any one direction.
Right. Mason, what's your gut
Yep.
going with here? You've dealt with these bugs more than us. What's your gut saying we need to go to?
I say we go to the hospital and check the records. See if our guy's there. Then we can worry about the refinery. We go with the UCC, and I have a feeling one of us might not make it out of that between the bugs and those guys.
All right, let's go. I want to get this job wrapped. Come on.
1 second before we go, what are we going to do with the xenomorph that's in the jail? Are we just going to leave it there?
Not our problem. It's on Marshall property. It's a Marshall issue.
Besides, what are we supposed to do about it?
We could burn it so no one get injured off of it. I mean, it still is leaking acid.
Chaplain, this place is about to become, if not abandoned utterly, a dust bowl because it's going to be a war ground. I don't want to be here when it turns into that. I don't think burning this thing is going to mean one little bit of difference.
Our job is to get the traitors and either get them dead or get them alive. Now, hospital sounds like they may be too late. Refinery potentially hiding out there. One may be there. We don't know. But Dante's heartburn is giving me some worry considering what we found in Frieza's cell. So, we're going to go to the hospital, get Dante checked out, look for any of the people, and we're going to get the hell off this rock.
What are you fucking saying?
I'm saying I'd rather have bases covered.
It's heartburn.
And this is your last run. Better safe than sorry.
Shut up.
Fine.
It's out. Here you are. That's my fucking papers.
We all saw you fondling them earlier.
This is my last gig. This is it. That field with the barley and the stupid little cabin, it's mine. I just have to get out of here. I do not want the last fucking job curse on me, Silva. So thanks.
So then let's get you checked out at the hospital, and I'll make sure that you
Nothing's
get the
wrong.
cabin.
Hospital, last three. Let's go. Marshal Heim, good luck.
Good luck to you
I
too.
recommend fire.
Yeah. I think your sense right. Probably should burn that just in case we have any more we need to arrest. Don't let me scarring them up there and having them reason to sue us later. And you see a couple of the marshals going in with incinerators.
Jesus.
We don't want to deal with legal after this. Come on, guys.
HR's not going to know a thing happened here.
Not after it's nuked from orbit.
So you all are off to the hospital. Ba-dee-dee-ding.
We'll just
You go-
do a quick scan, and you'll be good to go, Private.
Grouchy, grouchy, grouchy.
Grumble, 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 grumble.
Grumble, grumble. I'm fine. Everything's good. Things are great. Hill Mountain barley beer.
Also, why the hell are you still a private if you got your papers?
Discharged. Okay.
And she's a private first class, thank you very much.
I'm special.
She's special. She's special.
Hey, Joe.
Special. As you guys go outside and you're kind of squabbling amongst yourselves over whether or not she's getting a scan, and she's throwing a little bit of a rah, 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 and Mason is stoic at the back, just kind of, I'm pretty sure, looking around like, we want to know if another one of them fuckers wants to dance. Um, there's a lot of squabble going on between the three of you, so Mason, roll me an observation roll.
Might as well keep calling this the Mason 1.
One's all you need. You see a woman. She looks to be Asian, and from her drawing, she almost looks like Michelle Yeoh. Comes kind of down the hall, down beside the marshal's office, towards your APC, and with her are 4 mercenary types.
Captain, this doesn't look good.
Great. Just what we needed. Hello there! Looking to try to find some people that, may have been admitted recently.
Admitted, I am looking for 4 wayward Marines.
Oh, excellent! That makes 8 of us. Do the ones you're looking for happen to look like this?
Yes.
Seen any of them recently?
If I had, we wouldn't be having this conversation.
Right, not in the hospital. Everyone back in the APC.
You're not at the hospital yet. You're just coming out of the Marshall station. So you haven't gotten to the hospital yet.
Gotcha. Sorry, I thought you were saying that was as we were pulling up to the hospital.
I am looking for them. They are carrying things that Weyland-Yutani wants.
Well, you'll find one of them inside. Marshals have them.
They do not have all 4 of them.
Nope, we're looking for the other 3.
As am I. I want them alive.
Good
As-
fucking luck.
As does Weyland-Yutani. And she
Well,
like,
that's...
she like pauses, looks at her, and looks back at you.
One of them had a really bad case of, chest burn.
You see her look over at something, and then one of the guys holds this pad out. Another goes out, goes inside the marshal's office. The other 3 stay with her. Yes. Presents like heartburn. Hell of an exit wound.
So it looked. What are we dealing with?
That's not really any of your concern. But what they have is property of Weyland-Yutani, and Weyland-Yutani wants it back.
You'll find another one over at the spaceport if you want to go claim it.
I got no reports of a Marine there. A wayward Marine.
Plenty of dead Marines. None of the 4 you're looking for.
I am only interested in these 4. I'm not even interested in you. Either we could help each other, or you're inconvenient.
I'm listening. You're the one that stopped to talk to us. We were trying to get in our APC.
Not really talk to you so much as finish downloading all of your information. I know everything you know.
Well then, seems like you're holding all the cards. Your decision if we're useful or not. Meanwhile, my Marines and I got something to do. Places to be.
Again, we want the Marines alive, not dead. And I know what your orders are. Dead or alive. We want them alive.
We'll try to say please.
Again, it's our property. We want it back.
We have our stupid orders.
Sorry, you'll have to check it up with the chain of command. I'm willing to work with you as far as I can, as long as they get back to the chain of command the way they're supposed to. Now, as I said, I believe you'll find one of the Marines and potentially one of your property inside the Marshal's office. You'll also find what I believe is the property you're looking for over at the spaceport. No dead Marine over there, though. Also, no alive Marines either, and one blown up ship. Now, we're going to go investigate another lead over at, I believe, the UPP took one of them as a turncoat. You're welcome to join us on that if you'd like, or you can also join us for a quick ride to the hospital.
You may go to the hospital. We'll go to the oil refinery.
Oh, no, I didn't say anything about oil refinery. What's at the oil refinery?
Chaplain, roll me a Comtech roll.
Four successes.
She is slowly mentioning certain things that you've only talked about amongst the four of yourselves over your comms that you have between each other. You strongly suspect that she's probably hacked into all of your equipment that's hackable.
I'm gonna wait till we're in the PPC to.
Maybe not her personally, but her and her people, her team.
Right. I'm gonna wait until we get away from them before I drop that little nugget of knowledge.
Dropping them truth bombs.
So, again, Wayne Dutani wants the property returned alive.
A lot of luck. Good luck with that.
Better luck than you're having. And she just walks off.
Screw you, we found 1, you found 0. We're winning, shut up.
Mason, roll me a ranged combat roll. For information, not for an attack. Relax, Sean. Relax. He was like, what?
What?
Aru?
3.
As she goes around the corner towards the door of the marshal station, and her people file around, you notice the one at the back is carrying a sniper rifle with the exact same kind of muzzle brake that would leave the same flash that you saw at the spaceport.
I don't reveal that information until we're inside the carrier.
So she goes inside, and you all get into the carrier. Door shuts on the carrier. Chat amongst yourselves.
Before anybody says anything, I have a strong suspicion that they're actually listening in on us, that our communication's been hacked. So, if you want to hand over your communications, turn them off, hand them over. I will see if I can purge them of that. But let's not say anything until... And I'm not sure we should say anything that we don't want them to know about in here either.
What do we gotta hand him over for? Can we just
Is
hand him
this
off?
APC like the one in Aliens?
Yeah, very much so.
I go over to the comm center and grab a notebook with paper and write down that pretty sure that sniper rifle is the one that killed that old lady.
Which started the riot.
Real quick, we're not wearing helmet cameras, are we?
It's not on my...
Yeah, you are.
Oh.
You are. Mm-hmm.
Well.
It specifies in here that she's hacked that as well. So even though they're not in the photo, I'm pretty sure you are wearing them.
So, as an officer, Silva would be aware that pretty much everyone
Actually-
has helmet cameras or some sort of
No,
camera.
actually, the only one that actually has one is Silva. Silva has the helmet cam.
So then, yeah, Silva would have made a note to take the camera off, look into it, stare at it dubiously, and then I don't know if it has an off switch or if it's literally I have to break it.
Yep. Yeah, I don't know if they have an off switch either. It's plugged to a power source. You could probably just unplug it without damaging the gear in case you were to need it for anything else.
Cool, so yeah, unplug it, check it, make sure there's no weird things attached to it that weren't there before, stuff it in one of the vest pockets.
Mm-hmm.
And I can inspect the comms. I mean, I'm fairly sure we want to have those to use.
Go ahead and roll your comm tech.
Also going to be checking on Hammer and Iona and all the other the backup bonus lives.
Oh yeah, we're checking all the comms. Yeah, they're all
just
clean.
I think we still have one free bonus reroll.
Okay, if you want me to use the table roll.
Yeah, it looks like you were the only one with an actual camera. So the rest of them, I think one of them has like a big comm unit on their head, like almost like our headsets. But other than that, I don't see any other cameras. Just yours.
I forget, as a Sith, I can't push, right? Because I can't take stress.
Correct.
Yeah, so they still look clean, so... Yeah, no, they're good. I don't think they hacked the... Yeah, I didn't get any successes on that other roll either.
They're probably
hand
just
them all
listening
back.
in on their radio waves.
I had them all back. Nope, they're clean. We should be good.
Right. What'd you have for us, Mason?
I show you the notebook with, pretty sure that sniper rifle is the one that killed the old lady.
Noted. Let's get to the hospital. Keep our eyes open. Why do I seem to be saying that a lot tonight? Or today?
A
So
lot of things to fucking look at.
Iona or whoever's left in the APC, Iona, Hammer, and I can't remember the other guy's name off the top of my head. Start to go, and all of a sudden your truck is your APC goes.
There you go, Silva. You cursed us. This is your fault. This is entirely your fault.
No, this is Wayland Yutani wanting to be number one. Please tell me one of you know how to fix an APC.
Be heavy machinery. I'll check your
Yep,
backup characters.
I can take a
as
look
well.
at it. No, I've got it. I can take a look at it.
Is it strength plus heavy machinery, or is it
Yep.
just?
Yeah,
heavy
it is.
machinery?
It is.
So I'm looking at 8 dice then.
Same here. So if you want to take a look at it, go for it.
Oh,
If you want to, however,
Oh.
in Alien you can also assist each other. So
Cool.
any of you that have any or any heavy machinery, even one, can add to that roll, giving whoever's rolling it up to a +2.
So then I can give her my 2.
You can give her a +1.
Okay, so +1. So you'll get 9. Cool. No whammies, no whammies, no whammies.
So it's 2 successes, and I did get a 1 on one of my stress dice.
Okay, so that's going to be your panic roll. So you would roll a d6 plus your current stress level.
So my printer didn't like the alien sheets, so I got a 6.
Yeah, you are keeping it together, but barely. So you get underneath the thing, and like, as you're pulling yourself underneath the truck, one of the hoses, whether it be a fuel line, just the way it's laying and the light hits it, it just takes you aback because it just reminiscent of the shape of the tubes that come out of the back of the alien, and your mind can almost conjure up this image of this creature tucked up underneath of your APC, and then Mason walks away from where they were standing, and you see that it's just the truck. There's nothing there, and you let your breath out. As sore as that makes your chest, but you're fine. There's no monster in the dark.
So did I
And-
figure out what's wrong with the car?
Yeah, and it's going to take you a couple of hours to get it fixed.
All right, guys.
And
We're
you,
stuck
and
here
with
for a bit.
and with the assistance and the 2, you can actually cut that time in half, so you can do it in about an hour.
Hey, Chaplain, I could use more Pepto or something stronger. Whatever you got. I'm gonna be down here for an hour or so.
You're muted, Sean.
All right. Yeah, I'll be right there with something to help the heartburn, and I can help with repairs if you need a hand. Maybe shorten that time up.
Yeah, let's look at this. Let's just get this done.
All right.
In the meantime, you see Miss Eckford and her entourage walk back out of the Marshal station, and they have a body bag sealed up, and they have something bigger that they are loading into their own vehicle, and they're taking off with it.
Oh, I didn't realize they had a vehicle. Would have stolen it.
He didn't ask. Because there are
Silva's-
Marshal vehicles out here as well.
I mean, does Hammer or Ionia or the Third have heavy machinery?
No, I looked. None of them do. So let me double check again before I lie to you, but I'm pretty sure I just said no, they don't have any.
I was
Nope.
gonna say we can
Nope.
have someone
Mm-mm.
point out what needs to be fixed to them, and then just commandeer a Marshal vehicle. But
Or if we're going to commandeer a Marshal vehicle, we could have them call back to the base, and they could send someone out here to fix it or replace it, and then they can meet us at the hospital. If we want to split the party that way.
Really splitting, you're just walking inside the Marshal station. I know Ted doesn't trust me now that I've hit you with 3 Xenos. He's like, or 2 Xenos. He's like, no, fuck that bitch. But literally all you're doing is walking back inside the building that's right outside, so it's not like you have to go very far to ask them to make a phone call for you. Or
Alright,
you
your
can
guys'
fix
call.
it. Yeah, or you can fix it. Like, again, it's only going to take you about an hour, and if you call somebody to come get you, it's going to take you almost that long anyway.
And then I say we just fix it. Looking kind of lame in front of the other mercenaries because they got in their vehicle and drove off.
Stupid corporate mercenaries.
Honestly, I'm glad we're not going to that refinery. I get the feeling that whatever's there, they're not exactly equipped to handle as well as they'd like to think. Needed us to go in before them, and they'll probably be waiting for us anyway.
Yeah, they seem to think that they can just, tag it and bag it and take it back with them.
Yeah, I'm not really 100% worried about what they're taking care of. We have our job, we have our mission. We can focus on that, and we can move the fuck on.
Silva's not participating. Silva's just sitting off in a corner having a cigarette.
So you guys do get, takes about an hour, you do manage to get it running again. It's not perfect, but it'll get there and back to the base. Not really that big of a deal. You're not going to be hauling anything big with it or busting through walls as far as you can tell. Maybe. But you're pretty sure it'll get you to the medical facility. Where, at least, you might be able to scrounge a couple of the vehicles at the medical facility for parts. But as Chaplin told you, nobody has heard a word from the hospital since the day before. They haven't reported any deaths, any injuries, nothing at all. Oh, excuse me, since the afternoon. Nothing.
Alright, taking odds. Are we thinking they're overrun by the bugs? Are we thinking they've turned and are now with the UPP?
Could just be a communication issue. I mean, we've been seeing a lot of issues with that, it seems like, today. So, a little from column A, a little from column B.
Alright, place your bets. Who wants to go with which option?
You know me.
I'll go with the long odds. There's another fucking xenomorph in it. Wait, we don't know that word. Another fucking alien in it. No, monster? I don't know. What have we been calling it?
Horror.
You do know
I
the...
think Mason gave us the term Xeno.
He did, he gave...
Yep, and
I'll take the
Mason-
fucking long odds if there's another fucking Xeno in it.
No, I'd put those as pretty short odds right now. Mason?
As you start to take off and you're still discussing this, the snow starts coming down heavy.
shoot.
Visibility is even more limited.
Barking over an overhang.
Of course, the storm would hit now.
Look, there's worse places we could be going than a hospital. Wait out a storm.
Barking under an overhang or in a garage. We don't want... If we have to fix it again, we want to be able to deal with it without snow.
Agreed.
Agree.
Yep.
I'm pretty sure the hospital have some kind of covering, either in the ambulance bay or front entrance.
Dante, did the engine look like it was tampered with, or does it just look like mismaintenance?
Okay, Mom?
It looked like it had been tampered with.
Nope. Someone hit it. Someone did something with it.
Professional job or amateur?
Looked smart enough to get the job done to me.
It's hard to really say. They just cut a few lines to a few systems that was going to be an inconvenience to you.
Right, so we're either looking at a UPP sympathizer or we're looking at our friend from Wayland, Utani. Okay. Fun.
So we have fucking enemies. Color me shocked.
Color me
Another glorious day in the
surprised.
Corps.
Another glorious day in the Corps.
At
So-
least they were looking to just slow us down rather than just stop us.
So
Either
you
way.
guys are making your way through this. The tires on those APCs are massive. It's not really worried about the snow so much. It's making perfect traction. And Silva, you're kind of stood up at the front with the Marines that are driving, going over some of the comms, see if anything's come in from command, anything at all that you've either been reporting back or not reporting back. And you see step out in front of the APC and wave her hands.
That wasn't one of our regular four, was it?
Yeah, it's one of your AWOLs.
Well, that was easy.
Oh, shit. Okay. Throw open the doors and scan the frickin' area, because isn't she the one that's was with the UCC?
No, well, they don't know. They have no idea what Wojcik, I think, was the one that's actually was taken by the UPP.
Yeah, Wojcik was the one that we were told was taken.
This, it might be my bad. I was just using, it was, yeah, based on description only. I thought there was like 2 guys left and one girl. Or am
You
I
do
off?
notice she is carrying a scoped rifle, but it does not match the one that started the fight. It was definitely the one from Eckford. From Eckford's people. She is almost pale. Her lips are an ashy color. She's just bundled up against this now heavily falling snow. Her hand is nowhere near her weapon. She's torn between putting her hands up and keeping her parka around herself because the snow is starting to come down. But she's kind of trying to wave. Your APC stops right in front of her, and you can see her eyes are just fucking wide.
Pull her in
she's
on the
just-
side door.
You know, offer a suggestion before you open the door. Maybe if we play this cool, we can get her in here and get her arrested without too much fuss.
Playing it cool?
Yep.
Alright.
I surrender. I surrender.
Okay, we'll put your weapon down. Show me, take off your jacket really quick. Show me you got nothing else on you.
That's she does have, like a K-bar, just like the rest of you do. But she takes the rifle off and hands it to you, and she keeps it faced upward as she hands it to you. Her hands go nowhere near the trigger. She pulls her jacket open. It's just a touch warmer in the APC. But that's all she has on her other than like her canteen and her web belt and that sort of stuff. And she waits until you look at her stuff, and she's just
Let's get her
you
in.
can tell she's cold.
I don't trust. I don't trust these buildings. I don't trust that there's more snipers out here. I don't trust that there's people looking for her.
Do we have handcuffs?
Didn't specify, so yeah, I'll give you handcuffs if you want to have them.
Yeah. Just kind of casually but efficiently pull her in after the inspection, zip tie her or handcuff her, and sit her down, wrap a blanket around her, and say, "Okay, tell us the story. What's going on?"
I got a monster in my chest. And this shit's all fucking Colonel Myers' fault. It's all fucking Myers. Down below. Down below the base, man. Sub-level 3. They're growing fucking monsters. And all of us, all 4 of us were face-fucked by those things. And they put this thing in my chest. And that thing puts babies in you, puts them in your chest, and then they burst out and they kill you when they're fucking born. Boom! Oh, of course she didn't spread her arms too far because you got them handcuffed. The tech said they inoculated us with something called the 26 Draconis strain. Said it was supposed to kill the thing growing in me. Wojcik said it was shit. Wouldn't work and was gonna make us all worse. So we went AWOL, man. We were just trying to get help. Wojcik wanted us to find the insurgency and turn ourselves over to the UPP for medical attention. I don't know where the others are, man. Only that we all met at that shitty contact bar. I can't keep running like this. I can't keep hiding. This thing's gonna fucking kill me, man. I just need help.
What kind of help do you need? What do you do about it in your chest? What do you do?
I don't know. Give me a knife. I don't know. Cut it the fuck out. I don't know.
All right, we're
I
headed
was going to
towards
go
the
to
hospital.
I was going to go to the hospital with Carvalho, but he flipped the fuck out, man.
We're at.
Down. She starts pointing off in a general. She is like hovering at the edge of just full blown losing her shit.
Listen.
And she's like trying to orient herself, and she's like, I don't know, we were on our way down to the hospital, and we were at the bar, and she's roughly pointing in the direction that you are already heading.
So if we are heading to the hospital, I am trained surgeon. I can take a look at you there. Why don't you look at the captain? Why don't you let me sedate her, and then we'll get her examined when we get to the hospital.
She will grab your hand the way you have it outstretched, and she's like, if you can't get this fucking thing out of me, man, promise me you're gonna put a bullet between my eyes. Promise me.
It'll be okay.
I don't want to go out like that.
Even if the doc doesn't promise, I will. Now sit down, take your meds. We'll get you to the hospital.
She sits down. Whatever it is you give her, Chaplain, whether it be aspirin or whatever else.
No, I'm gonna get into the med kit and sedate her.
Yeah, you can give her something that kind of chills her the fight. It doesn't knock her completely out, but it does kind of chill her out and make her a little bit more quiet, such as it were.
I think we need to get to the hospital as soon as we can. I can do some field surgery stuff, but I think I need scanners. I need more that the hospital has to offer to look into this issue.
Yeah, I think we might want to know more about this thing that you've seen, Mason, and apparently she knows more that's connected with it, and that those two things are in connection. And hey, who knows how to grow a pig? I know a little bit about pig farming. I know a little bit about getting best kind of pigs to grow are Berkshire pigs. They're
got a bad
wonderful.
feeling.
They're fatty. They're
Are you using your banter again, Aaron?
Yes.
Yeah, she's gonna lower your stress level by 1 by talking about pig farming. And you will
Hammer,
also
get us to the hospital.
And also through the course of this, with her talking, all of you can spend time with your personal item, to lower your stress if you have not already yet in this act.
Not stressful.
I'm going to do that, but I will also be taking my PDT wrist locator off, and I'm putting it around the girl's ankle.
Right.
Because I got a feeling she's going to get abducted at some point.
She is showing no signs of wanting to get... She even sits away from the door to the APC. She's like, you go to sit her next to the door, and her eyes get wide, and she's like, no. When she moves over closer to the other side, and either far to the back or far to the front, wherever is farthest from that fucking door, she sits.
We will happily keep her. I think we're more worried about someone else wanting to abduct her somewhere else.
Yeah, no, I know it. So is she. She is too. She is absolutely too. Of course, you know, like she's talking about this thing on sub-level 3, and she doesn't have a lot of details about it, but she's convinced that something, as she said, face fuck them. Which, roll your med tech, Chaplain.
One success.
Yeah, that's enough. It fits perfectly with what you already figured out at the Marshal Station and looking at that sloughed off bit of exoskeleton or skin or whatever you want to call it, plus the hole in the chest of the dead Reese. It tracks. It tracks.
I do
Because you
not
didn't
share-
see, you did
Oh.
not see any other wounds on Reese's body that would indicate how anything got into his chest. So orally is probably a good bet.
I don't share this information.
Okay.
Thanks.
Fair.
Cheers. Cheers. Yeah, it's a bit of terrifying information, especially to say it in front of somebody who may have gone through it,
Right.
and it could completely stress her out all over again. Of
Right.
course.
I need to get. We need to get to the hospital. After the bedroll, I'm gonna look at the guy and I was like, "We really need to get to the hospital soon."
So go down the
Already
road.
said hammer on the way.
It's a little slow going. Yeah, you pick her up and you carry on going. It's a little bit slow going because the blizzard, the snow's starting to pile up, and it's more a case of not wanting to hit something in the snow rather than the APC not being able to make traction. But you do get to the hospital, which will give John a second to pop that map up there. And did I just pull my page marker right out of the book while I was talking because I fidget when I talk? Of course I did. There it is.
I know that feeling.
Definitely done that.
All right, and it is up.
That's why my
Yes.
page markers are full of character sheet pages.
I normally, I have, like, sticky marks, but as I'm back and forth. Okay, the San Rocco Medical Facility is a small hospital. It's not, as you can see by the map, it's not massive by any means. And you pull up, viewport to outside. Let me orient us all to reception. Anyway, piss nose. You go up to the reception area, and the front desk there's nobody there, and the comms are just beeping angrily. And down the hallway, you notice an intern, who's like milling back and forth and kind of sees you but doesn't really clock you. It looks like he's excessively frazzled going from room to room.
All right, what do you guys think? Clear the hospital first, or just throw her on a gurney and take her to the nearest examination room?
I think we need to take her. Let's just get her to. Let's get us to the examination or surgical bay.
Dante's probably motivated to just get this figured out and move on.
Cool. If we're not seeing anyone, then yeah, just commandeer a gurney, throw her on it, and
You do see an intern. You see an intern there who's can practice medicine. Not a full doctor yet, but you do see an intern there.
See
I'll
how
deal with
cool
him.
I trust Chaplin more than an intern. Chaplin,
Sure.
get a gurney, take her to the exam room, figure out what we're dealing with here,
I'm on
see
it.
if it's something that we can fix.
Hey, I'll
You-
go with you, Chaplain.
You throw the patient up on the gurney, and the intern is gonna stop you, and then is like, and just goes back about what they're doing. I mean, this is somebody who looks really frazzled, like they've got a lot of food on the plate and no guardrails to keep it on.
Silva's also going to pull Dante aside as Chaplin is getting her, the other person loaded onto the green. Look, while Mason and I are investigating, if something starts trying to come out of her, you put a bullet between her eyes and then you put one into her chest.
Yeah, I've got that. Don't worry about it.
Good. Walks over to join Mason.
Mason, what are you doing in all this?
I do walk over and ask that.
You're
You're
Oh,
muted.
sorry. I do walk over and ask that intern. I'm like, hey, where is everybody?
well, Dr. Litvin is with a patient, and I'm with a lot of, little things. And you start to see where he's going from room to room. You see some minor injuries, some burns. You see a couple of like scuffles from fistfights, and he's just milling about. Are you hurt?
Not necessarily, but look. If anybody asks if you saw us, you best be telling them that you didn't.
Who? What?
Exactly.
I'm-
Good job.
I'll be real honest with you, Marine. If I'm not, putting a band-aid on you or stitching you up, I'm not gonna remember what the fuck you look like in 10 minutes. I'm too busy. And he points around to the patients that are sitting around.
Mason asks him
Eddie.
if he recognizes any of the other two.
I show a picture. I'll show the pictures of the two people. Seen them?
Yeah. Vaguely. I think one of those is the one that Dr. Litvin is working on. He's in exam bay 4.
Well, shit. Great.
And
Okay.
the other one, I think the other one was with him too, but I don't know where the fuck she went. I wasn't the attending, so.
How long ago was that?
Fuck, I don't know. Earlier? I honestly, I couldn't tell you.
Shit. Okay.
It's been a day, man.
Look, you hear... I'm gonna tell you this right now. You hear gunshots, you find your way home. Screw this job, buddy. Run.
He just kind of nods at you, but you get that look on his face that you've been a Marine long enough to know a first responder's face. He's not going to run the opposite direction. He's going to run toward danger, not away from it. It's his job.
Jesus. Yep.
Right now, however, he is occupied with the people in front of him.
Dante?
Yeah.
You're gonna want a rifle out.
Got it. Done.
As you're making your way... down... Oh, there's the lobby. It's on all the way to the left. Making your way down the corridor. He didn't specify where it was, so you can either go left or right. Because he didn't specify which direction the exam rooms were in.
I guess left.
Left it is, following what Chaplin says, because Chaplin knows hospitals better than us.
Left it is!
Actually, I can't see on the map where the exam bay connects to the main hospital.
You made the correct turn.
Okay, cool. Yay.
This surgical bay 4, and he said it's down in here. It says exam bay 4, so I'm assuming that exam and surge bay 4 are the same thing. That each one of these has a door, and that is a shut off, and it's just giving a close up of that particular room
Okay.
for your benefit.
Oh, I see it now.
As
Gotcha.
as you walk past in the first room on your right hand side, you see an elderly patient in a coma. on a breathing machine. On the other side of the room, as you're walking past, you hear boop, boop, boop. And then you just hear this.
Shit. I grab my flamer and I'm going in.
You in there, roll an observation roll since you're going in hot.
One success.
Mason 1. You bring the flamer in and you see one gal looking there. She's on the side and she's kind of staring at the other dude. There's a girl and a dude, and he's got a gunshot wound, and there's nobody attending him. The wound is still kind of open. It's not been treated yet. He's screaming in pain. It's his screams that you heard. But as you look at the girl, she sat on the bed, and she's very gaunt and thin and pale with bags under her eyes. And you've seen that look before in people that are either exhausted, underfed, drug addicts. She's just like, but the look on her face kind of leans you towards the latter of those options because she's freaking out. Her eyes are like this because he's screaming and she can see, like down to the bone up against his, against his chest right there because he's got this wound open.
Where the hell's the doctor?
There's only one doctor on, and that would be the doctor that's in with the patient you're looking for.
Jesus. Stay here. And I go back out to the hall.
No, she's not moving.
Not it.
Not it.
Then it's not our job. Keep moving. Chaplain, find an open exam room.
On it.
There's still room number 4.
Yeah, there's room number 4 where the doctor you're looking for is, but room number 3 has nobody in it. There are
Let's go
2
3.
beds. There's 2 beds, but they're both vacant. However, the scanning equipment isn't in this room. It's in 4 where Litvin is.
Yeah, I'm about to head in there, Captain. I got a bad feeling.
Chaplain, keep I'm blanking on the name of this one. Keep her secured in the hallway. Dante, Mason, let's go deal with whatever shit show is waiting for us in there, and then Chaplain, bring her in and we'll get her taken care of at least. Maybe we can save one of the 4.
Roger.
As you get up to 4, and whoever stood outside, you see the glass, and the door is shut and locked because it's a sterile environment on the other side. And the doctor is clearly dressed for surgery. And you see Carvalho, PFC Carvalho, laying on the table, and the doctor is examining him. When he kind of, your movement catches the doctor's eye, and he's like, "Stay back, I'm trying to save this man."
From what?
You know what you're up against?
And on that note, folks, we're going to call tonight's session. And pick that up again in our next episode.
Nice.
I love a
I know it was-
cliffhanger.
Ah! Ah!
You get a Xeno, you get a Xeno, everybody gets a Xeno.
No!
Well, on that note, awesome game, Revna.
That was awesome.
Yes,
Glad you
excellent.
enjoyed.
Thank you, Mother.
You're welcome, son.
Well, just a heads up, I probably will not be running Dragon Age tomorrow. I will make the call in the morning, but more likely not. So we'll make an announcement when Dragon Age will start. But Saturday we will have a game of Kid's Guide to Monster Hunting with Crystal Mazer. Crystal is an amazing author. You probably have read something she's been involved with, especially if you're a World of Darkness fan. So just tossing that out there. And of course, it's Halloween. Why not come do some spoopy stuff? All right. Well, with that said, Rona, you got anything?
No, not for me. I think I'm set to good to go because the only other thing I had going on was Dragon Age with you. If anyone else has anything, please feel free to pipe that up.
I think that's about it for right now. Well, if you're at Gamehole Con next week, you'll see us there. So, talk to y'all later.